Hello. Wait. Am I live yet? Yes, I am. Hello. Hello. Okay. Anyone's, what is this? Hello. Is that the mic? All right. Hello? Is there a delay here? All right. So I'm guess. What is that sound? Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot when it comes to this. What is that fucking sound, man? Yeah, edit. Hello. Details. Do you guys hear that sound? That like sound? Hello. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry if anyone's even here. I'm just trying to get set up. My mic is kind of. All right. Sorry if anyone's even here. I'm just trying to get set up. My mic is kind of. All right. Fuck off. I think that's what it's doing. Okay, like the sound is gone now. See me? Well, how do you like? Okay, that's how you mute. Schedule. I'm good. Thumbnail. How do you do that thing where you like turn off your webcam for a sec, but you're still live? In-stream edit. I don't know how many people are watching it on this internet. That's the problem. Okay. I can't even see how many people are watching on the. Okay. Oh, there it is. One viewer. Okay. So I think I got everything set up. I got the webcam, got the TV, got the, the laptop, and I got the Blu-ray player set up, ready to go. Not going to show me footage. All right, 2 people. Who you at? We're going to be watching. Can you see Halloween 6, the producer's cut? Alrighty. Let me stand back. All right. If someone is there, type a 111 or just say yes if you can hear me fine, or if I need to speak up or speak lower. My mic is right here, and I don't know if like that red bars means it's low or something. Oh boy. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty boring live stream for the first. Oh, shit, 6 minutes. Damn. We got 2 people watching. It looks like. I hope one of them isn't me. Doesn't count as me. I don't think it is. All right. All right. Just wait a few seconds. All right. If you're here, you can answer the question. I'm going to Donut World. What kind of donut do you want, eh? Like, I can't even vote my own poll. Yeah, I don't have any donuts myself just because I forgot to get them. Probably because my Ghostbusters Afterlife Plasma Series figures came today and I was too excited. Like, they were on their way for most of the day. No. They were on their way for most of the day, and they came at the end of the day. It's like, okay. Okay. It came at the end of the day, so I was very happy about that, and I forgot to get the donuts. So hopefully you got a donut and beer. I'm a beer. There's 3 people watching. 3 people. I hope one of them is not me. So whoever you are, if you have a YouTube account, unless you're watching like that, sound off in the comments so I know who you are, or I know that you're here, not just bullshitting me, or the computer's not bullshitting me. I know you guys not bullshitting me. All right, we got 2 votes in the poll. We got glazed and chocolate dip. I think a maple one here. Yeah, so I'm not excited to be. I'm excited to live stream for the first time. Like, I'm actually doing okay right now as far as my like stress levels go. Probably because I know that I'm gonna. Hey, Jared Wigno, what's up, dude? Let me try to bring my laptop here, so I've got to keep. Oh God, look away. Hey, Jared, can you hear me fine on the stream? Is the sound okay on my mic? Okay. Might bring the mic closer then. Move, Sam. Yes, I can hear you quite well. Okay. Let's keep it. All right, awesome. Trust you, Jared. So Jared, how's it going, man? How's it going, my friend? I'm gonna be watching Halloween 6, the producer's cut. I got the Dimension Films logo staring me right in the face. Hey, Trey Courtney, what's up, dude? How's it going? Yeah, this is me. This is my face and my voice, and I'm just kind of mad that I made nobody else made me watch this movie. Nobody requested this. I'm putting myself through this on purpose. So yeah. Although Trey, did you see that AMC's Fear Fest? They took this movie off the lineup. It's literally every other movie except this one now. So I'm at least happy about that. That I don't got to see that on Fear Fest. Okay. I only count the theatrical version. I mean, for me, like both films have their problems. The only reason why I think this film has the edge over the theatrical cut is because I can't stand the strobe effects of like in the theatrical cut at the end where Michael goes on the rampage in the surgery room. That part would be awesome, but I get such like a headache watching it because of the strobe effect. Because otherwise, it's a good kill. I'm like, good, you're getting rid of this cult, get rid of them. And there's one great shot that you can see where like the nurse, her head is like against the wall, and you see the blood coming down. The violence carries it. Yeah. Well, the John Strode's head exploding in the theatrical cut, that is like the saving grace of that version. Whereas it's pretty lame on the producer's cut, especially because you want him to die. Like you kind of want every character to die in this, but you know. All right, so 10 minutes in, I think I'm just gonna get started. Trey, can you hear me okay on the receiving end? You're not gonna hear the movie because I don't want to I don't want to get copyright struck. So I'm not going to show footage, and you might be able to hear it faintly from my speakers, but um, yeah, I'm not going to hear any footage of it from there. All right, I can hear it. Okay, cool. Actually, should I wait it? Should I wait a bit longer, or should I just go? So if I wait for a lot of people, then it's like I gotta. I was working. I've never seen the first person with that. Yeah, yeah. For me, the biggest problem with this movie is, well, we'll get to it because I don't want to talk about it now because then I'm going to jump ahead and then I'm just going to repeat myself. But there's one plot point in the movie, in the producer's cut especially, because it's kind of in both, but it's more so in the producer's cut that makes me tear the hair out of my skull. And they show it, I wouldn't say explicitly. I mean, you saw it, but it's gross. It's so fucking stupid. Plus, theatrical didn't have the yeah, yeah. Oh god, what were they thinking? What were they thinking with that? It's funny because that wasn't even in the baby was not in Daniel Farn's original script. Like the baby, I think the story goes Joe Chappelle, he wanted to do a tribute to Rosemary's Baby, which is fine, but there was no in-universe explanation. So now it's just like, oh, Jamie's baby, it doesn't need to be one at all, is the son. It's like the son of the devil because Michael's, but he's not because he's cursed and like they make him out to almost be sympathetic because I don't know. I'm jumping ahead here. I'm just jumping ahead. Oh boy, I feel bad. You know what? I feel bad for whoever catches the replay on this because the first 3 minutes of this was me just trying to figure out how it works, and then the next 10 minutes is just me babbling on about nonsense. Yeah, Jared, exactly. Didn't need to happen. Didn't need to happen. Oh man, and the whole thing with Danielle Harris behind the scenes, like she was aside from Donald Pleasance, the star of the last two movies. And yeah, she was a young kid. She was like 7, 8 years old, but she was still the star of the movies. So then this movie comes along, and originally it wasn't. It was going to be independently produced again, but then I don't know why the studio started looking at it, and then why Mustafa Akkad sold to the studios. But when they sold to the studio, they didn't want to use, for whatever reason, they didn't want to use Danielle Harris, even though the character is supposed to be 14 in this, but they wanted an 18-year-old actress, and Danielle Harris at the time was 17, and she really wanted to do it, so she got herself emancipated for $3,000 so she could do it, and then she read the script, and then she's like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" Like she hated the script. I'm like, I don't blame her. So she's like, you know what? This doesn't make any sense, but I'll still do it if they agree to pay me what I asked, which was only $3,000 to basically pay herself back for the emancipation. And they wouldn't even pay her that. They were willing to pay her less than they paid her for 4 and 5 when she was a kid. And it's like, what? The Mask was great. You know what? The Mask out of 4, 5, and 6, The Mask was. I I'm not a huge fan of the mask in this, but it's the best out of those three, right? Because the first Halloween 4, the mask was like Data from Star Trek. He went from Captain Kirk to Data, right? And then Halloween 5, it was the well Jeff from the Geek One calls it the alien one, right? The weird eyes, the long neck that's not covered by the collar. Um, Actually, this is something that I found out recently from the theatrical cut. So you know how they reshot the ending of the theatrical cut? So I never really noticed this, but now that I think about it, I do notice it. They changed the actor from who played Michael from George P. Wilbur to some other guy, and he's you actually notice he's thinner in the theatrical cut. And it's like, well, okay, why didn't you if you wanted to do that, why didn't you do that first? I mean, I like George P. Wilbur as a shape. I'm just saying, like, why didn't they if they wanted to make him thinner, why are you changing it at the end of the movie instead of just getting George Wilbur back? I don't know. Um, but interestingly enough, about the mask, they used the mask in the beginning scene of H2O, and then they changed it to the first one, and then they changed that for all the reshoots for H2O to another mask. But it's like you may as well have just used the Halloween 6 mask all the way through, because the final one they ended up using, the eyes were just oh god. There are things in the producer's cut that are interesting. Yeah, I'm not a big. I'm honestly, I think there's like one or two things that could like. You know what? Yeah, I mean, we'll see when I go. No, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna start watching it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Press and play. I don't want to press play, but here we go. God, yeah, I do too. I like the last 10 minutes of that when Lori, um, she closes the gate, grabs the axe, and then she yells, "Michael!" I like the end 10 minutes, but the rest of the movie is crap. It's a because H2O to me, it's like a summer blockbuster rather than a slasher. Like the 2018 movie, that was H2O done right. I'm like, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's shot and scored like a horror movie. But yeah, H2O, it's so like theatrical, I guess I should say, which is weird to say. All right, I'm starting. So, odd fact, when you and this is just in the, I think it's just in the theatrical cut. This opening music is actually from the 1979 Nosferatu remake. I don't know why. I don't know why they just randomly did that. H2O had no, yeah, exactly, exactly. It just felt like you know what it felt like as far as Jamie Lee Curtis movies go. It felt like Freaky Friday just with less comedy. Except for those stupid scenes where LL Cool J is just like he's writing that sex novel or something. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? All right, so I'm staring at the TV right now. So if I'm like off camera, that's why. The lighting in this scene is very weird because it's like, are those like hospital lights or is that daylight? Like, where's this light coming from? Like, there's a bunch of pipes and it looks like daylight, but I'm like, what even is this light? Yeah, it had big promise, H2O, especially since John Carpenter he was supposed to direct it, but then they couldn't agree on the salary, so he left, and they got Steve Miner, who actually directed Friday Parts 2 and 3, which you would think would still be good. It's like, okay, those are still slasher movies, but it didn't even feel like a Friday the 13th movie. It just felt weird. Okay, so Jamie Lloyd, who's not Danielle Harris, is. Can someone explain to me, like, if anyone watches this on the replay or like Trey or Jared, can you explain to me? I've watched this movie for 10 years. Like, this isn't the first time I've seen it. Can anyone explain to me the point of the baby? I mean, think about it, right? So in this movie, it establishes the curse of Thorn, right? Where Michael has to kill his family for reason. Like they don't even say what like why he's doing it. Like it's just like to save the world from plague and famine or something. And it's like, okay, so let me get this straight. He killed his sister in 1963. He didn't try to kill his parents. He tried killing his sister in 1978. He tried killing his niece in 1988 and 89. But now the cult is making him impregnate. Okay, like 9 months before this, obviously, but like impregnate the very niece he was trying to kill, that we see him trying to kill in the previous two movies. Like, why are they making him another relative? I don't even get that. Like, what's the point? The baby serves no purpose. My only theory as for the baby is that Michael just sucks so hard at being the cursed one that they had to give him a handicap. They're like, okay, you only killed one family member ever, your sister, your older sister. You didn't kill your parents. You didn't kill your younger sister Lori, and you couldn't even kill a 7-year-old girl. So let's just give you, I don't know, I guess a baby so you can not suck at it, and we'll have it at the headquarters. Like, it's so fucking stupid. I hate it. It makes no sense. And can you imagine somebody watching this series for the first time? Like, you go from Danielle Harris, like, you don't know the behind the scenes stuff if you're watching it for the first time. So you're watching Danielle Harris in 4 and 5, and then you cut to this different actress, and she's giving birth. And then later on, you find out that it's Michael's baby, and then it clicks that it's Jamie, and it's like, oh, what the hell? And I don't blame um, the actress J.C. Brandy. I harbor no ill will towards her. Like, she's fine. She's just the actress they hired. I don't harbor any ill will. I do wish it was Danielle Harris though, but I'm glad. I'm actually glad at the end of the day Danielle Harris wasn't in this, because the way they treat Jamie in this is so stupid. Oh yeah, here's another funny thing. The baby they have, and I get they can't get a newborn on set. I'm not saying go get a newborn from a hospital, but this baby is like a year old. He was just born 5 minutes ago. He's opening his eyes, his head's huge, he's got hair already. Oh my god. Yeah, like, yeah, and even then it's a joke theory, but I'm like, it's the only theory. That's like, I can't, because it's like, look, it's fine as a filmmaker if you want to pay tribute to another film, right? That's nothing new. But you need a like an in-universe explanation for it. God. Yeah, this year-old baby that was just born. Oh yeah, so this Man in Black guy from Halloween 5. Do you know why the Man in Black was even in Halloween 5? Because when they were filming Halloween 5, it was one of the many things they added during filming. Like, when you film something like in a public area and then people who live there kind of come to see, there was a guy who would visit the set every day in a black trench coat and a black fedora. And then I forget if it was a director or one of the producers. They looked at the guy and they said, that's cool. Let's put that in the movie. And now we're stuck with this. And it's Dr. Wynn from the first movie. The guy who had like one scene in the first movie. It's like, yeah, I totally thought that guy was a cult leader this whole time. Why doesn't he talk? Trey, I liked it in the sense that at least Michael killed her. Like, at least it was Michael that killed her, right? It wasn't Dr. Wynn that just shot her in the head. Why was it even Wynn? Why is he even allowed to? Why is Wynn even allowed to kill Jamie in this? Yeah, or I mean, they could have just, yeah, that's a good idea too, Jared. But for me, they could have just gotten like at least a doll and just done something. Like, this baby's huge, and he has hair in his eyes. It's just so bizarre. Like, you'd think it's a little thing, but honestly, it's pretty distracting. If she gave birth in, say, August or September, like if they established that, then, and this was a few months later, I could buy that, no problem. But this is just so. Fucking weird. I hate this scene. I hate. I still don't know. I don't know whose decision it was to have the Nosferatu music. I don't know if it was Alan Howarth or Joe Chappelle. Oh yeah, Joe Chappelle, by the way, the director of this movie, he said he found Donald Pleasance's performance boring, which is why he cut him out of the theatrical cut so much. Like this movie just has so many things going against it. Like fuck the director, man. You don't just fucking say Donald Pleasance's Dr. Loomis is boring. Even in this movie, which is not the script he signed up for, he still gives the classic like performance. I like that the Man in Black has a Darth Vader voice now in his flashbacks. All right, this is starting. This is okay. So it's showing the flashback of Halloween 5, where Jamie is walking through the bombed out police station or whatever it was, and then so the cult is helping Michael into the back of the van, right? And then Jamie opened the door to the back of the police station, right? It's still that night, Halloween 1989. So if they just freed Michael and Jamie's right there, why don't they just have Michael kill her right here and finish the curse? I don't get it. The whole yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I don't understand. Michael is here. Jamie is right here in this flashback, in this newly filmed flashback. Have him kill her. He was trying to kill her in 1988 and 89. Why all of a sudden are they just like, yeah, let's capture her, wait till she hits puberty and have Michael rape her to give her a baby. Like what the fuck? Like take off. It looks like they're kidnapping him, by the way. Like they're the cult and it looks like they're kidnapping him. Why? Like not aggressively, but my god. Okay, so this actress who plays the midwife, she's horrible because she laughs through this entire scene. It's so annoying. Which is funny because next to Donald Pleasant, she's the only actress that kind of that like emotes. Man, for a 14-year-old that just gave birth, Jamie can sure move. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, she's smiling. Why is the midwife smiling? Like, is she crazy or what? Stop laughing. I can't stand this character. She's like in there for 2 seconds. She's so annoying. Why are you running away? You can't go back. They're gonna kill you. I still don't know why the midwife went back. Yeah, these are weird. Why are there spikes on the wall? Okay, that was an editing flub. So Michael just walked out of the corner, and then it cut to like a POV shot of him going around the corner, like just starting to. So that was a nice editing flub right there. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like this wasn't the script he signed up for, and he still gave a great performance. And yet Joe Chappelle had the balls to call him boring and cut out his scenes. So stupid. Is that the harness, or is that like a stream of water? There's like a line coming from the side of her head. I don't know if that was like the harness string the actress was on, but still don't know why there's a row of spikes on the wall. Maybe they're thorns. I don't know. I love how the secret hideout is a dumpster. Okay, so Michael just walked out of the dumpster with a knife, but he didn't have one before. Where did he get a knife from now? That's weird. Yeah, where did he get a knife from? I still don't get what the fuck's happening. I just noticed that. I've been watching this for 10 years. I just noticed that. He has a knife. He didn't before, then he has one, then he doesn't have one now. Okay, see, look, there's even like this drunk guy in the back of the hospital. What if he just happened upon the dumpster? What if he wanted to go dumpster diving? He would see the secret entrance to this cult headquarters at the basement of Smith's Grove. Like, what the hell's going on? Right? I mean, it's a dumpster. They actually okay, see, okay. So there's this guy who's like, "Hey, what are you doing in my truck?" And then Michael comes out with both hands, and he just twists the guy's neck. Where's the knife? No knife in the sewer or the hideout wherever he was. Walks out with the knife. Now there's no knife again. It's like the Last Jedi. It's like the disappearing knife in the Last Jedi. Like, I'm not saying Michael only has to kill with a knife, but if he has a knife, let him use the knife. Did he just like put it down and was like, and then picked it back up? Oh my god. Jared Bracken. Hello, by the way. The first four, and then 2018 was okay. Five. I'll still watch five. You know, like five's not really great, but I'll admit it has some kind of like Octobery charm to it. So continuity of the film. Yeah, yeah, Jared. Exactly. Continuity. Like with this own film. Like forget the contradictions to the other films. This film does not have continuity of itself for stuff like that and in the script. Go go Power Ranger. Danny Stroh's got a Power Ranger. Okay, so I'm assuming this is what happened to Michael Myers when he was living in this house. Like when he was 6 years old, like Danny Strode. I'm assuming Dr. Wynn visited him at night and was like, "Yo, Michael, kill." And when he says "kill" for him, is he referring to Thorn, the Celtic god, who's not really a Celtic god, he just is in this film, or kill for him as in kill for Michael? But why would he kill for Michael then? It's the Babadook. I just saw the Babadook the other day for the first time. That was a good film. This is a piece of shit. That's the Babadook, Danny. It's the voices. It's got a pain in the brain. You know what? You should just send this kid to Smith's Grove now. Mom, he wasn't a goblin. He was a man. You know, if my kid said there was a man, not a monster, a man in his room, I'd like, turn the lights on and kind of search the room to see if anyone was actually there. Like, yeah, a monster is like, okay, it's a monster. That plane looks like a dick. But If it was yeah, if it was a man, if he said there was a man, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna fucking open the closet door, check under the bed, see if there's no actual human being here. That was a weird shot. So it cuts to Danny like scared under his blankets. Then it just cuts to a like a 5 second shot of the Thomas the Tank Engine lamp. Why? Yeah, yeah, Babadook is awesome. The word. He drew a witch hat. That's what it looks like. That's what the thorn symbol looks like. It looks like a witch hat. You know what's funny though is that I actually looked this up a couple years ago. Apparently, and unless I'm remembering it wrong, the actual thorn rune is actually the opposite of what it is in this movie. It's not about death and famine and stuff. It's about like I guess because it's like from a rose, like it's new life. It actually represents new life. So I don't know why. I don't know why they did this. I mean, I know it's a fictional movie, but like I don't know. Again, everything in this movie is wrong. Everything. Oh yeah, this radio DJ that we hear right now, that he comes later on in the movie. I like to refer to him as the proto Rob Zombie character because he talks exactly like a Rob Zombie character. It's really weird. Maybe that's where Rob Zombie got the inspiration for all his characters. This one guy, and he's just as annoying. Yeah. Okay. So a random woman just called into that radio show, and she's like, I love Michael Myers. He's so misunderstood." And I'm like, "Take off! What are you talking about? Why would you write a like a little character line like that? It's so stupid." Like even Rob Zombie didn't go that far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rob Zombie's character, like that breakfast scene in the first Rob Zombie film. Woo! That's a show. That is quite the show. And like everyone in Halloween 2. Oh god. Oh boy. All right, look. I love Paul Rudd. You love Paul Rudd. He does not do a good job in this movie. He's so fucking bland. Holy crap. How did he get this screensaver? It's like this perfect 3D silhouette of the mask from the first movie. And it's like a three, it looks like he took a picture of it. It's like a, I guess, like a black background. It's just all these, see, here's the thing when the movie's so bad, all these little things that don't even matter like that, they just magnify it. They just magnify it. Man, Jamie's got a lot of energy, man. She's 14. She just gave birth. She's still awake driving the car. Jeez. Like, adrenaline can only take you so far, to be honest. Especially if you're that young, you're 14. And yes, the character is supposed to be 14. I know the actress is like 20 or something. Still don't know why, but you having fun? Yeah. This is a nice cabin in the mountains, man. Loomis is set up nicely. And he's so just, he doesn't emote in this film, Paul Rudd. think Loomis just broke the fourth wall there. When he says, just very much retired, he looks right at the camera. It's weird. But it's Loomis, so I'll let it slide. Because Donald Pleasance is awesome, despite what the director will tell you. I like that they cut that out of the theatrical part where he says he got skin grafts to cover up the burns. Like, why would you cut that out? It's kind of important as to why he's no longer burned. Okay, so here's another dumb plot point, right? So at this point, obviously, Loomis doesn't know that Terrence Wynn, his old colleague and the director of the Smiths Grove Sanitarium, he doesn't know that he's the Man in Black. But at this point, his public persona is Dr. Wynn. He asks Loomis, old Loomis, to be the new head of Smiths Grove while he retires. Why? He's old. I don't mean that in a mean way. He's literally like really old. Like, why are you asking him to come out of retirement to be the director of the hospital? It's like the weirdest thing. I'm sorry. No, Jamie should not be running this fast. Like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, like I know it's a different actress, but I just don't see Jamie here. Like, I'm sorry. You know what I like to think happened? I like to think that J.C. Brandy is actually the Annie Brackett from Rob Zombie's Halloween, and then sometime between 1989 and now, J.C. Brandy and Danielle Harris, like, well, their characters, they like switched places from dimensions. So then, technically, Jamie Lloyd is in Rob Zombie's Halloween, and she's like, "Oh no, how do I get back?" But then, because she's Annie Brackett, she gets to be Laurie Strode's best friend, and she's like, "Oh, my mom's alive, and I'm her best friend. I'm her age, even though it's not Jamie Lee Curtis, the original one." But it's like I think that's just my fun little headcanon because like this is really Annie Brackett from the Rob Zombie universe, and then she came in and they just started calling her Jamie. And she's like, "My name's not Jamie." Oh man. Okay, so he says after 32 years. So that means he started being administrator in 1963 when Michael killed Judith, right? Is that significant? Is that when the cult started? Is like did he choose Michael beforehand? I don't. I mean, it's stupid. Anyway. It doesn't matter, but oh, man. See, why are you asking him to come back? He had a heart attack 6 years ago, and he's old. Like what? Like why? Or stroke? Sorry, not heart attack. Did you know that Daniel Farnes wanted Christopher Lee to play Dr. Lynn, and John Carpenter wanted Christopher Lee to play Dr. Loomis, and Christopher Lee said his biggest regret in his career is turning down Dr. Loomis. Interesting fact. Yeah, yeah, Loomis retired. Man. I love how quick this is. Like Jamie's on the radio. She's like, "It's Michael Myers. He's back." And then but like both Loomis and Tommy are just like, "Huh? Michael's back." I hate that part in the music. Go, "Dun, dun, brr, brr." I hate that. It sounds like a low trumpet or something. Yeah. I mean, I guess because we're so used to him, it's hard to imagine anyone else in the role other than Pleasance. But man, Christopher Lee would have been something. Yeah, Trey. It's weird to picture anyone else. Like, I'm honestly, I am glad we got Pleasance at the end of the day. But if we started off with Lee, that would be interesting. Okay, so Michael's coming down the stairs to the bathroom, so he knows she's there with the baby, right? Keep that in mind for later, for like 5 minutes from now. Yeah, I like Malcolm McDowell in the remakes. I mean, as far as remakes go, I think that was actually good casting. I hated the writing in part two for him, but in the first one, he was good. Like he acted well in in the second one too. He just the script, like where Rob Zombie took the character, was just stupid. Yeah, McDowell I think did a good job in the remake. Again, acting wise, script was like not his fault, but okay. Again, like Jamie's climbing out windows. She's running in the rain. She's getting bashed in the car. How are you not passed out, man? Like you just gave birth. I know I keep repeating that, but that's what it is. There's no part two. Uh, why were there two people in that van? I mean, I think that was a crew. That was crew members for the movie, so that was another editing mistake. There's another uh, film crew member in there. Yeah, I think the reason why Zombie did the second film, because you're right, he said he didn't want to do it like multiple times, but I think because okay, she just crashed into Pumpkin's head first. How is and she's still walking around. This is ridiculous. But yeah, I guess because the studio was going to go ahead and do it, he decided, well, I don't want them ruining my vision. But his vision for the second one was like really stupid. So I don't know. Imagine if the farm where she's at right now is the tower farm from Halloween 5, and the bodies of like I don't remember their names. The teenagers are still there. Like imagine if Tina's dead body, like the corpse is just strung up right now. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, Trey, same, same. Mm. I will say, of all the horror remakes of that era, like the mid 2000s, like there was basically they were all Michael Bay except for Rob Zombie. I'm like, at least Rob Zombie had his own style, whereas the Michael Bay remakes of the time were so boring, pointless. I mean, they're all pointless, but Rob Zombie, whether you like the style or not, I don't particularly like it, but he had his own unique style. Okay, so he just stabbed Jamie in the chest, and remember, in this version, she's somehow still alive. Like, I know that won't necessarily kill someone, but for the 50th time, she's 14 and she just gave birth 10 minutes ago. Like, come on, can we get something? Something that makes sense, anything. Okay, so then Michael realizes she hid the baby. Why doesn't he go back 5 minutes to the bus station, to the bathroom, and find the baby? It's not that hard. Like, this movie could have been over in like 2 seconds after that scene. Why did he just stop? Did he just forget they were at a bathroom in the freaking bus station? Just go back 5 minutes, dude. Oh my god. Okay, I will say at least the Myers house, while it doesn't look like the one in the first one, it's a lot closer than the Gothic mansion in part five. Here's another thing that doesn't make any sense, right? And this will come into play in about 2 minutes. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. So a bunch of neighborhood kids, they look like they're about like 9 years old or something. They just put in front of the Myers house where the Strodes live, they just put the Michael Myers mask on. Like the sign, right? Like he's coming home. So kids know that this like in 1995, they know this is the Myers house, right? So that we'll save that because I'll tell you why in 2 minutes. Okay, so the dad knows, John Strode knows. Yeah, they're like 9 years old. And one of them's wearing a ski mask for some reason. Yeah, I mean, the Friday the 13th remake was like, it was a Friday film, like there's not, you can't really screw it up that much. Like that was fine as its own. Okay, so here's why I said it was weird that kids did this because, like, John Strode knows whose house this is, I'm assuming, because he said Michael Myers. But how does the rest of the family not know? You are living in the most famous house in town. Why is he the only one that knows? Yeah, Trey does. Yeah. Actually, you know what's funny? It looks like the house in Rob Zombie's Halloween remake because it's got like that balcony on the front. What if it is the same house on the outside? Actually, see in this scene again, Donald Pleasance is great. He's given one of those like he's evil, his evil heart beating, and I'm like, how do you find that boring, Joe Chappelle? Why? And again, cut out of the theatrical version. How's that boring? Aside from Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance really he gave Michael Myers like the presence, like sort like not the presence, but like the force that he has. It's he was the voice essentially, and he's still going at it, and it's great. And you cut it out. Why? Man, no love for Cruller or Maple Donuts. She's such a '90s actress. She just looked like she's the embodiment of what '90s actresses look like. The secretary. I feel like I've seen her in a lot of stuff in the background. Yeah, yeah, Trey, I agree. The Friday remake. Oh shit! Why would the hospital be on lockdown? Why would he go back there? The fuck? Oh boy. You know what? This breakfast scene almost rivals the Rob Zombie one. Almost. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's like when John Borman did Exorcist 2. He didn't even like the first Exorcist. I'm like, why are you making a direct sequel to a film you don't even like? Or what Ryan Johnson did. Yes, yes, get rid of the incest stuff, which that scene where they showed, which we'll get to it, I got a lot I got a lot to say. I hate that so much. So here's another thing I don't get. You made the two characters named after John Carpenter and Deborah Hill a jackass and a complete moron. Are you saying is the director saying he doesn't like them either? You know what I just realized? This family does not need to be the Strode family. They never once in this entire movie acknowledge Laurie's existence. So what's the point of making them Strodes if you're not going to even connect them to Laurie? Like, I'm assuming Cara would have been the same age Laurie would be if she was alive. Were they close as kids when they were cousins? Like, why are they like? This is Laurie's adoptive aunt and uncle, right? They don't mention Laurie at all. So why'd they have to be Strodes? It's just like, hey, remember Strodes? I remember. Like, if you're gonna connect it, connect it. And don't make the characters complete morons. Like they don't know they're living in the most famous haunted house in town. Fun fact: the dad, John Strode, he was a cop in one episode of Seinfeld. Oh man, I should be watching Seinfeld right now. It's on Netflix today. Yeah, Trey. Oh, gee. I mean, again, it's one of the reasons why I'm actually happy Danielle Harris walked away from this because, like, I can at least kind of separate it because it's not her. That's another. Okay, so there's a shot right here where Deborah Strode slipped Cara Strode a $20 bill. They cut that shot out of the theatrical cut, and now in the theatrical cut, it's just like, yeah, just keep slipping her the cash when you don't even know that it's there. They made like the weirdest cuts in that movie. Yeah, exactly. At least in the theatrical, Michael killed her. Like finally, he killed someone in his family again. It was on the wrong night, October 30th, but at least he still did it, which again makes the baby even more pointless because you just killed her. But yeah, there's so dumb. This fucking Darth Vader voice. Daddy, kill for him. Oh man. So like we know nothing why John Strode is like some angry asshole. Did something happen to him? Is he an alcoholic or some shit? Because he comes home drunk one night. Is that to imply he's an alcoholic, like an angry alcoholic? Can we have something? Script? He's pointing. I love how he's pointing a knife at his dick. I'm gonna castrate you, Grandpa. Also, you could have like, you know, pushed the knife out of the way, John. Just saying. Yeah, the decisions are because you know what it is. Like I know, look, I know Halloween 5. It filmed without a complete script. They kept doing that, kept changing stuff. But even that feels more like a complete movie than one where there was a complete script that they kept like they had a complete script for this, but they kept rewriting it. But the continuity is off. The editing, it's so bizarre. And you know why? It's just a theory. It's because this is a studio film. The first 5 films were independently made by Mustafa Akkad and Trancast International, right? It was an independent company. But when the Weinsteins and Disney, that's right, Disney had a hand in this production, got their hands on it, it became this mess. Yeah, Star Wars was not the first time Disney got their hands on an independent film franchise. Like that to me, that's just like I noticed that recently. I was thinking about like when I was thinking about doing this live stream, I'm like, hey, Disney bought the rights to this independent film franchise and they fucked it up, just like they did with Star Wars. Yeah, he didn't hurt me. He just punched me in the face. Man, what a downgrade. Like I don't look. I know he's a kid actor, right? He's like 7 or something. But going from Danielle Harris to this kid, eesh, that is a downgrade. Yeah, I don't really hate Halloween 5 either. I mean, it's not. I'll admit it's not good, but I'll still watch it in a marathon. Like the first four are solid. Like 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're solid. Halloween 5, like I don't know why they didn't do continue the ending of Halloween 4, like what that set up. But yeah, it has a charm to it. Halloween 5 does have even like annoying Tina. First of all, I just want to say I'd rather watch a solo film with Tina and her stupid friends from Halloween 5 than this movie. But yeah, even with Tina, I'm like, there's still a charm to that movie. Not good, but still a charm to it that I'll watch it, right? Oh yeah, because yeah, totally, Jared. Because Daniel Farnes, the original screenwriter, he actually came up with this whole explanation about because like the Man in Black and the Curse of Thorn that was like set up in Halloween 5. So Daniel Farnes actually went to Mustafa Akkad before the rights started going to the studios, with like this big book of like how like Michael Myers lore and stuff like that. And I think it was all ready to be finalized until the rights started going off to studios, and it landed at Disney and the Weinstein Company, the Dimension. So yeah, this film sounds like it was great because Donald Pleasance actually called Daniel Farnes' script the best since the original before all these rewrites. Mustafa Akkad liked it. There was another producer. They never named who she was, but she said that when she read Daniel Farnes' script, she couldn't sleep the night she read it. And I'm like, and there was no baby. There was no and the thorn thing isn't even that much in that script, he said in an interview. So I'm like, that sounds awesome. I would love to read Daniel Farnes' original script for this. That like I can't find it anywhere. I can only find the shooting script for what came to be this movie, but we were robbed, man. And doesn't that sound familiar, by the way? They had a script, or like an outline to a script or something from an independent film film series. Disney bought it. They didn't use that script. They rewrote it until it was like not the same thing at all. And then it's this corporate trash. Sound familiar, huh? It's the oh man. Still don't get why this dad hates her. Hey, like I still don't get why the dad hates her. Like we get nothing other than oh you ran away for 5 years and got knocked up or something. Oh, this is fucking hilarious. So Tim's girlfriend, this girl here, she lives in the same house as Tommy Doyle. And the reason why she says Tommy is so creepy is because, word for word, some scary shit happened to him as a kid. Yeah, some scary shit, like the whole Michael Myers thing, from '78. That doesn't even make sense either because later on in the movie, she knows that's the Myers house. She knows who Michael Myers is. So why do you water down Tommy's history to some scary shit as a kid? Like he found a band-aid in the public pool, like floating on the surface. Like I don't get the dialogue in this movie, it doesn't work. Oh my god. Yeah, her brother Tim Strode, he's also a proto Rob Zombie character. Yeah, so this character, Miss Blankenship, she comes in later in the film, and it's another contradiction in the first movie, but we'll get to that when we get to it. It's a pretty big detail they missed in the first one, but I don't think they saw the first one. Interestingly enough, the name came from Daniel Farnes, and he named her after Minnie Blankenship in Halloween 3, so this does remind me I could be watching a better movie, but okay, so here's an even bigger bullshit than this movie's just bullshit. So Tommy was like taping the radio show like when Jamie called in. So he has it on like those two those big recording reels. And somehow he was able to hear like a phone ring in the bus station or whatever it was, or like an announcement way in the background. Like, really? I couldn't even hear it. Because I've watched this movie with the volume turned up. Like, obviously, the volume's turned down now. But I've watched this movie with the volume up. You can barely hear it there. So how did he hear it? That stare of his is like so indicative of his performance in the whole movie. Bland, emotionless. He's freaking Michael Myers in this. That blank, pale, emotionless face and the dullest eyes, a plank of wood's eyes. I spent the first half hour of the movie trying to reach him, and the next hour of the movie trying to keep him locked up. How did nobody in the bus station see this trail of wet blood going down? Like, it's in a light carpet. There's like a pool, like not a pool, but like a puddle of it in the phone booth. It leads out of the phone booth for quite a while into the bathroom, and there's a screaming baby. There's a screaming baby in the cabinet of this bathroom. Come on. I can't, my what is it called? The suspension of disbelief can only stretch so far here. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no one heard a screaming baby. I'm sure. This is him. This is him. Jesus. That's his reaction to seeing a screaming, left alone baby with blood on it. Jesus. And then nobody sees him, like, he goes into the woman's bathroom, walks out with the baby. No one questions that. The guy at the counter doesn't question that. Okay, we just keep riding the train of bullshit right now. So the farm where they found Jamie, there was this giant wall of hay, right? And Michael, I'm not kidding, somehow burned a perfectly straight thorn symbol on the hay. How? How did he A, put it in a straight line, two, not burn the whole place down, and three, how did it go out? Did he like light it on fire and then he got a giant blanket and was like, oh shit, gotta put it out? Like, what? What? How did he do that? I mean, I can understand if it was like a little rigid and whatever, but like, it's perfectly straight. It's perfectly straight. I, it's his mark. How would you know it's his mark? He's never left. You remember in the first Halloween whenever Michael killed like Annie or Linda or Bob, remember he would like paint a giant mark of thorn on the wall? Remember he did that all the time in Halloween 2 in the hospital? Because I don't remember that at all. I don't remember that. Do you? I don't. So how do you know it's his mark, Dr. Loomis? How do you know? Why are they introducing all this fucking crap? She's still alive. She was left to bleed out for hours, and she's still like, what? Why? Why can't you just have Michael? You just have Michael kill her. This new sheriff is an idiot. So the sheriff is just like, Dr. Loomis, I don't want you going around spouting off ghost stories. That was Jamie Lloyd's body, though. There's the big ass uh, thorn sign on the hay. What ghost stories? He's like, why are they always? Even in Halloween 5, they did this. It's like, why are you too stupid to remember what happened the first time and the second time and all that? Why do they always do this? Can someone just listen to Loomis? The only person that ever really listened to Loomis was the deputy in Halloween 2. And that was when Michael Myers was already on the loose. Bring him back. Bring that character back. Okay, this brother character's name. Okay, so he just saw his 6-year-old nephew's picture, like the drawing he did, of him, his whole family, grandpa, grandma, Tim, and Kara, all stabbed in a knife. He's like, oh, I think it's cool. Like, what? I'd be like, so you guys are moving out in a couple days, right? I don't have to go near that kid, right? You got to get him help, right? Oh my God. Yeah, I know. That's his mark. It's what? Even in Halloween 5, when they introduced the thorn thing, it's not like Loomis made any mention of that. Plus, it was the first time anyway, 1989. So, what do you mean it's his mark? Why is Michael even stalking Kara right now? Like in the first movie, Laurie goes up to the house, right? And then Michael's right there, like behind the door. So we know how he knows Laurie just because she came up to the door. Like, sister thing aside, if we're just going by the first movie. Here, like, oh wait, no, he was outside her house before. But why is he stalking Kara and why isn't he stalking the other ones? Or why isn't he killing Deborah Strode inside the house right now? Why is he stalking her? Like, does he have to go make sure she's at the university and like, okay, I'm gonna go back and kill the mom now? Which he does actually. Yeah, here's something that's really weird. So the secretary, the nurse or whatever, Tommy comes in with the baby and she's like, "Hi, excuse me, I need a doctor." She's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, it's my baby. Something's wrong with my baby." And then yeah, he yells. He says, "Get me a doctor." But then why does she call security? Yeah, he's hysterical a bit, but if his baby's in trouble, get him a doctor. Don't get security. Also, is this supposed to be Haddonfield Memorial Hospital from part two, or is this a different one? I feel like they just completely forgot about it. And they could have had that connection, but not that it matters for this scene. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna have a hospital in there, have a hospital in there. I can't stand his performance. The only character to really mention Laurie, to be honest, is Tommy Doyle, which makes sense. It's Tommy Doyle, but you have like four or five Strodes. They don't ever mention her. Oh my god. Yeah, that's another thing they cut out of the theatrical cut. In the theatrical cut, Loomis just shows up at the hospital. We don't like because Jamie's dead, so she's not at the hospital, and then Loomis is just there. So here again, at least it's edited like a movie. They miss a lot of stuff in the editing still, but It's mostly continuity. What happened to Tommy in between 1988 when he was a happy-go-lucky teenager in the drugstore and now? Like he seemed to be doing well for himself in 1988. Okay, he just said relatives of the people who adopted Lori. Again, only character to mention Lori and that they're connected to him. That's it. You have to have the actual family do it. So here's something I never got. How does Tommy in 1995 with like no internet, how does he know about the thorn symbol? How does he know Michael has it? Like, how did he figure this out? Did he just rule it out like, hey, maybe Michael's cursed by this Celtic rune? See, now Michael's back at the house. So were you just making sure Kara and Tim were really gone? Oh god. Man, I'm like it feels like it's only been 20 minutes in this movie. This is bullshit. Why did I make myself watch this? Like it tries to be suspenseful, but then it builds up to a false jump scare, as we'll see in like 2 minutes. Okay, so did Michael just fuck up the washing machine? Like, did he make it leak or whatever? Is he playing pranks on her now? Is he like the demon from Paranormal Activity? He's just pulling pranks now. He's like, oh, fuck up the washing machine. Like that. Did Michael make the water come out? Why does this actress look so familiar? Kim Darby. I have no clue she's been in anything else. I mean, she probably has, but she looks so familiar. This actress. Here it comes. Wait for it. Yeah, so it builds up to a false scare with Loomis. May I ask how Loomis got in the house? Why did he knock? Why did you intentionally scare her? It's like in H2O when everyone just starts creeping up on Laura. It's like, oh, sorry. Like, how did he get in the house? Did she not lock the door? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Again, all these little things, all these big things, they come together to make a massive, giant pile of shit. Yeah, seriously. He's a prankster now. Yeah, stupid false scares. There's actually one really dumb one in the theatrical cut, and it's like Tim's girlfriend in the beginning, and then he comes around and hugs her from behind, and it's like the shock stinger music. The same scene is in the producer's cut, but they took out the shock stinger music, even though they just did the Loomis jump scare. I'm sorry, that baby's just distracting as hell. That the age of the baby. Man. Also, I mean, would a newborn baby be able to survive like a few hours in a cat? Like I know it's in a blanket, but would it be able to even survive like trapped in a cabinet for a few hours without the mother or being fed. Like, am I wrong here? I feel like the baby will be dead in the bathroom cabinet. Yeah, exactly. Probably not. I just realized. Oh yeah, so not this scene. It's coming up later, but I just remembered Loomis. They gave Loomis no fault of Donald Pleasant. They gave Loomis the one of the worst lines in the franchise coming up. Okay, so here's another thing. So and he's right here. He's talking about how the Myers house is like it's sacred to him. This is where he has all his memories, his rage, and he's right, right? So why do they have to make up some bullshit? And this is coming later on. I'll just say it now though, where Tommy says later on he considers in his mind anyone living in his house as his family. Can it just be like he's pissed off people are living in his house? Why is he making up some and then they're like the adoptive family of his sister Lori, even though they don't make connection to that. And it's just, oh yeah, that's another plot hole, by the way. Him going after this family. I'll explain why later when it comes up, but that's actually a plot hole. Him going after the family in this. That's coming up. Yeah, the baby will be dead. Well, Lori died in a car crash, so I don't know what fate he's talking about. The knife was still in her when they brought her to the hot. How is she not? How is the baby not dead? How is Jamie not fucking dead? For fuck's like, cut me a break, man. Yeah, but exactly. But then they just introduce this bullshit of like, oh, in his mind, anyone living in his house is his family. Shut up. Take off. Stupid script. This part pisses me off. Everything pisses me off in this movie. Okay, so Deborah Strode is on the phone with her husband John, and he's like, oh, Loomis came by, this guy, and he told me all the terrible things that happened in our house. How do you not know? If 9-year-old kids at the beginning of the movie in 1995 know, you, 50-ish, 40-ish year old should know. How do you not know? Like, it's the most famous house in town. It's still like that's why Halloween's canceled in the town. How do you not know? Like, John Strode's an asshole. He's a jackass. But her not knowing that this is the Myers house and that he moved them into that house for whatever reason, that's on her. That is completely on her. Even Tim's girlfriend knows the house. Actually, that wasn't on her. She didn't let him in the house. He broke in, apparently. I like that they mentioned Jamie, like they have some kind of connection with her, but they don't mention Lori, the person you are directly referencing by naming these people Strodes. Not on. Okay, so I know in real life, if a real estate agent can't sell your house or like any house, they buy it. I think like that does happen in real life, but they moved it because the sold sign is still there. So they must have moved into it recently. But like Michael Myers was still it was still abandoned in like 1989. It was run down. There's a whole thing with Jamie and Michael in the house in 1989, like 6 years ago. Why? I don't know. I know you're a real estate agent, but like cut your losses, man. Yeah, and it's not like they don't name drop Lori in the movie. Tommy name drops her. Loomis name drops her once, but that's it. Like the characters that should be name dropping her, that should have the connection. No. What you looking at? Oh yeah, so the axe is missing from the bin. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, good for her. I wouldn't even have noticed that. I'd be like, I just walk right out the door. In fact, why isn't she just walking out the door? Why isn't she just walking out the door? It's Darth Vader. So is that Darth Vader voice always the Man in Black, or can Michael do it sometimes? Because in the morning, the breakfast scene, Dr. Wynn wasn't there. It was just Michael. So I guess Michael can also do the Darth Vader voice, even telepathically, but still, that's weird. Yeah, I'd care if I knew something about that character that wasn't that she was a moron. The hell did I just say? It's the Rob Zombie van. So Wynn is dressed all in black, like the Man in Black suit, just broad daylight, end of the street, just looking at Danny. And then Tommy, being a douchebag, just walks in front of him, makes him drop his pumpkin, like the bullies made him drop the pumpkin in 1978. Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, it's weird. That Darth Vader voice wasn't of the Man in Black. That wasn't even in Halloween 5. That was something they retconned into this movie. Like, could he do that in Halloween 5? Is it telepathic? Is it his like? Oh my god. Oh man, I really don't care about any of these characters except for Loomis. But um, I'm home. Like this scene's trying to be suspenseful, especially with Alan Howard's score. But I just don't care. I'm so pissed off at this point. I don't even care. Like just kill her right now. I don't care. I know he doesn't want to get caught, but it was nice of Michael to put the bloody sheets in the laundry. He went from prankster to, I guess, feeling bad and doing the laundry for them. Okay, that was nice. Yeah, Loomis is the best part of this film. Dang, look at all those knives in the drying bin. Jesus. He doesn't use any of them. If nobody's answering you, it's a good bet they're not home. Why do people in movies always do this? Yeah, doesn't want to be. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't want to be a complete jerk. It's like I'm cursed with evil, but you know what? I'm not a dick. I'm cursed. I'm evil. I'm not a dick. Okay. Okay, here's a really weird shot. Behind her on like a coat rack, there's a black fedora and a black trench coat. Is that the man in black's? Is that her dad's? And it's just a weird visual, self-referential Easter egg kind of thing. Why is the man in black stuff there? I've always thought that was weird. Like, why? When she goes upstairs, the man in black stuff is behind her. Like, not the man himself, the clothes. Like, what is Dr. Wynn hiding it in their house now? Oh, so Danny was home. Why didn't he answer his mom then? Or why didn't Tommy just answer her? Be like, yo, we're upstairs, bro. Tommy's my new friend. He knows all about dinosaurs. This man I just saw on the street who made me drop my pumpkin, by the way. Yeah, fucking new friend. I just invited him in. Oh, hey, Phantom of the Opera, a much better movie. Hey, Phantom of the Opera, I like it. We get it. Come on. So Car is just like, you don't really expect us to stay here, do you? Yeah, yeah. You know what? You know what? Go back across the street to your abusive father. Fucking hell. This is one of the funniest parts of the movie because Tommy has a bunch of newspaper headlines over the years, and the biggest one, like in bold, it's the biggest headline. It's Tommy Doyle survives babysitter bloodbath, and the date is November 1st, 1978. Yeah, not Laurie Strode survives, not Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace survive. No, just one of the kids survives. Even though the other one survived, and the babysitter who was the target survived. No, Tommy Doyle, he's headline material. He's headline material, that kid. Okay, so Halloween, Halloween. Michael Myers is standing outside his house, looking at them through the window, and this is what pisses me off because pretty much the next half of this movie, Michael is just like from the beginning he's the pawn of this cult, but now it's just like, oh, Michael, why don't you go across the street and lure them to you so we can get in the house? He's just like they have a controller for him. All right, Michael. All right, we're gonna make you go across the street now. All right, go distract them. I can't stand this. Yeah, exactly. Carl, Cara to me, Cara's a neutral character. She's not great. She's not horrible. To me, she's just there. Cause like the main character is Tommy, but they're also trying to set up Kara, even though they're kind of not. She's half the main character, half a supporting character, and I'm like, I'm sorry, she's just useless. Yeah, Lindsay. Yeah, no love for Lindsay or Lori. Yeah, like in this movie, he's just the lackey of the cult. It's so annoying. Like there it is. There it is. Tommy Doyle survives babysitter bloodbath. I love it. Oh my god, that's so fucking random. What? Why? Of all things, man. God, he's such a creep too. Look at the way he stares at her. You guys can watch, but Jesus Christ, the way he looks at her is so creepy. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta pause it. No, I gotta pause for the show. The incest scene. I gotta just take a breather now. Oh God, the worst. This incest baby shit, honestly, is the stupidest plot point in any of the movies. I will take the mom, the ghost of the mom with the white horse. I will take William Forsythe being a redneck hippie in the beginning. I'll even take the stupid, pointless reality TV show set in the Myers house than this fucking incest baby. This subplot, one sec, is the most confusing, the most pointless, the most infuriating subplot ever. I can't believe this was actually put on celluloid. Now, this was cut from the theatrical version. That doesn't really make that film much better because it was still implied, but at least they cut it out. Okay. Hang on. Isn't a tool for anybody. Yeah. Yeah, in this film, he's just like, actually, you know what? Hang on. Hold on to that thought because this scene, the end of this scene, oh God. So keep in mind, Jamie at this point is supposed to be 14. In the flashback, she's like 13 or 14. Right? And like, so stupid. So she's wearing a hospital gown, right? A normal white hospital gown because we're in Smiths Grove, right? Then they give her this 13 or 14-year-old girl this like white lacy satin like nightgown, this lingerie, so Michael could get aroused. First off, okay, second off, as wrong as that is, Michael Myers kills people that has sex. He does not have sex. He kills people who have sex. He's a slasher villain. That's what they do. Well, the silent ones do. The fact that he had to like first of all, if someone else in the cult, if a male cult member, not Michael, impregnated Jamie, that would still be Michael's family. It would be his great nephew, right? It would still be dumb because you don't need the baby at all, but it would still be his family. What was the purpose of having him be the father? They never bring up why he has to be the father. Third of all, why now? Why are they impregnated? Why did they capture Jamie to do this? Like, I'm sorry, did he not kill his sister Judith, right, when he was 6? They didn't capture Judith, and wait for Michael to get older and impregnate her. No, Michael killed her. When Michael was 21 and Lori was 17, did they kidnap Lori so Michael could impregnate her? No, he failed, which is another plot hole. He failed, but he still tried to kill her. Halloween 4, 1988, goes back to Haddonfield after he awakes from his coma to kill Jamie. Kill her, right? 1989, wakes up from another coma, goes back to kill her, puts her in the coffin in the attic of his mansion. I guess he had a vacation mansion, right? And he's about to stab her with the knife, right? He's about to kill her. So why now, at the end of 1989, did they, instead of letting him kill her, did they capture her, right? Wait 6 years for her to hit puberty so she could, ovulate and be pregnant, and have Michael rape her. Like, what's the point of the baby? What's the point of it being incest? They're not even like accomplishing their goal. Their goal is to have Michael kill the rest of his family. Jamie is right fucking there. She's the last of his family besides him. Why the fuck are they making him do this? Can anyone answer me that? I've been watching this movie for 10 freaking years. Can't come up with a decent explanation here. Except for that like joke theory, but that like why? Fuck, why don't you do that? Why the fuck is this subplot here? It makes no sense. It takes away from the film. It's a giant fuck you to the character of Jamie Lloyd, to Michael. It contradicts the other films. It's completely forgotten in this film. There's no explanation why it's there. And can we just talk about, hang on a sec. So Michael has to kill his family, right? Have you noticed, by the way, so this has nothing to do with the baby anymore. Have you noticed, by the way, he failed to kill his family? He only ever killed his older sister in 1963. His parents died on their own accord, and then Lori died of her own accord. And then right here, Dr. Wynn, not Michael, kills Jamie. Right? And then at the end of the movie, the baby's still alive, so he couldn't even kill the baby. So, what? Isn't there like a consequence from Thorn, the god Thorn? Like why he, like if he failed, you know, or like, I know Phalis did this in his review of the movie, but I have to reiterate this here because it's a good point. Does Michael just get an A for effort here? Like, you know what? You tried killing your family, you failed, but you tried. Okay, I won't deliver a plague unto your houses. They don't even mention what the consequence is if Michael fails. You ever notice that? It's just like, yeah, Michael has to kill his family and then the curse will be passed on. What if he doesn't kill his family? He failed on Halloween night, which is when he's supposed to do it. He can't just kill them any random nights. It has to be Halloween night, right? When the constellation appears in the sky, the Thorn constellation. But he failed spectacularly, except for the first time. So is the curse real? Well, it has to be real because Michael's like immortal and he can't be killed and everything. So is the curse a thing? Is it not a thing? I don't get it. Like, the movie is broken. It's broken. Even flex tape couldn't save this fucking movie. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't like the theatrical cut either, but at least they cut this shit out. I mean, the baby's still there, so that part's up, but the incest is at least partly cut out. But this fucking plot point, I swear to God, I'm not just like hamming it up for the camera right now. It honestly makes me fucking pissed. How did this pass? Did no one look at this and think, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this? This just reminds me of The Last Jedi. This Gary, $50. I will bet 50 freaking bucks that this is Ryan Johnson's favorite Halloween movie. $50. God almighty, this fucking scene. This one fucking scene. I mean, the whole movie's like this, but holy crap. This is so stupid. Oh my God. Like, that's another thing, right? In Halloween 2, yeah, they introduced Laurie's his sister, right? But there was still no reason why he went after his family. I'm like, you know what? Like, me personally, I can go either way. I'm fine with them not being siblings. I'm fine with them being siblings. But this curse just complicated it to a whole new level because now you're giving a stupid, contradictory reason why he has to go after his family. I just like I I can't even speak with this. And then Dr. Wynn just kills her. Doesn't it seem like it though? Like it contradicts the other films. It shits on the other films. It subverts your expectations. Like, yeah, my expectations are certainly subverted. When they introduced the character of Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4, I totally wouldn't think this was where they were going with it. Neither did the director Dwight Little or the writer Alan B. McElroy for Halloween 4. and then Win shoots her. I thought Michael was supposed to kill his family. If Win can just shoot them, why do they even need a cursed person of the family? Why can't they do the cult itself? Why can't they just kill the family, sacrifice the family? How can he kill like it blows my mind just how contradictory this thing is with itself. It just boggles me to no end. How do you even get in there and like his how do you even get in the hospital with his the man in black garb and the fucking the gun? Like what the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. It just goes from one scene to the other. Now Tommy has like a bunch of rocks and their runes. And again, I ask the question, how did this motherfucker figure this out? Where did he even get runes from? Was there like a Green Earth store in Haddonfield, or did he import them from Ireland? Like, what the fuck? Did he fashion them himself? Jesus Christ. Why does he have a bunch of candles in his room like he's the cult, like he's part of the cult? Just turn your lamps on, you dork. You know what this reminds me of? The whole thing of like, oh, Thorn was this Celtic god who spread famine and destroyed crops and shit. And I'm like, why don't you just pick one person in the town to stone, like in Shirley Jackson's lottery story? Yeah, the curse has got to be flexible. This is fucking horse shit. God. Plus, what would he? Okay, so the story is that once Michael completes his curse, right? Uh, Danny is going to be the new cursed child. So what happens to Michael? Does he just drop dead? Do his immortality powers leave him, and Danny or the cult like kills him? Does he get to walk away scot free? Like the curse doesn't really work if one person from the family has to kill his family because the he's part of the family. I don't. This is stupid. Yeah, he failed on all the other nights. I fucking hate this line right here. Right? I was talking about this before. Tommy just says, in his mind, anyone living in his house is his family. Fuck off. That that's so convoluted and contrived. I can't believe this was actually put on film. So how the fuck did Tommy know that the constellation appeared in the sky in 63, 78, 88, 89? Then he's sniffing her hair here. It's gross. What do you mean you traced it back? This is 1995. Where are you getting this information? You don't have a smartphone. There's no Wikipedia. Yeah. Yeah, the curse makes no sense. Okay, so Michael's power would end. So again, does he just drop dead? Do they turn him into the police? Like, does he realize like, oh my god, I've been cursed all this time? They're gonna start talking? Like, what's going on? The baby is Michael's final sacrifice. Why wasn't it Jamie? Good lord. Well, Loomis tried stopping him like 4 times before. That didn't work. So clearly he's not the guy. Man, have you ever noticed like Cara Strode is like Lori Grimes in terms of motherhood? Like, how do you lose sight of your child? You don't see him in your peripherals. What I think the theme of both versions. I think Alan Howarth did a great job in the producer's cut because it's like the classic score, and he's been doing it since Halloween 2. He did 2 and 3 with John Carpenter, but 4 and 5 he did by himself. So it's good in the theatrical cut. I hate the score. It wasn't Alan Howarth in the theatrical cut, but I hate whoever did the score to the theatrical cut because it's just extreme sports music. I can't stand it. I can't stand it in the theatrical cut. Like again, the score is just the score. Like by much like Donald Pleasance's performance, by default, Alan Howard's score is just good, right? But like the chase music in the theatrical cut is horrible. It's like this like guitar riff, and I'm like, oh, take off. So I can't stand the theme in the theatrical cut. But the problem with the producer's cut is that because it's like the theme and all that, it's the piano and everything, it lures you in. You think you're gonna get a good atmospheric Halloween movie, but no, it's one of those movies that has a great score by a classic composer of the series, but the movie is just awful. The movie doesn't deserve it. Yeah, I don't understand here. So Jamie was shot in the head by a bullet, by a gun. Why did he think, like, does he think Michael killed her? Does he not question who shot her with a gun? I mean, we know Michael doesn't shoot with guns. We know he stabs people with guns, right? Does he not question this? Like, God, you're placental fluid doctor, whatever your name is. Oh boy. Yeah, Jared, exactly. Like you can have a great score, but a shit movie. Yo, movie, you're not Halloween 3. You can't do the Halloween origin shit, dude. This feels so off in this movie. See, I know in Halloween 2, they like remember like in Halloween 2, the Samhain was written on the board, even though they pronounced it Samhain. Yeah, it was written on the board. But like I'm kind of glad that was it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of all we needed to know. This is just like you're just trying to do what Halloween 3 did, but with Michael Moore, but it doesn't work. Yeah, Trey, I like the H2O score. It was either too orchestral, like the main theme was too like cinematic, or the it was too much like Friday the 13th. Like that scene in H2O where he's coming down the hallway. It's like that music, that was awful. That was awful. I hated that. I'm like, man, how do you fuck up the Halloween score? Because like you could hear the themes in that movie, but it was just like they oh, it was horrible. I don't even know. I think it was like Marco Beltrami who did the music in there, John Ottman or something. It was awful. And then Resurrection and then Rob Zombie's Halloween films had like just a generic horror score. Actually, Rob Zombie's Halloween didn't even have the Halloween theme at all. The second one, I mean, until the end credits. Okay, here's what I was talking about before. Hang on. So Mrs. Blankenship, the old lady who lives across the street from the Myers house. This is a contradiction in the first movie. She said she was babysitting Michael in that night in 1963. Here's why that doesn't work. At first glance, that does work because the first shot is Michael in front of his house in the first movie in 1963, in front of his house outside. So you think that makes sense. But if you actually still were watching Halloween after the shot of him outside the house, he looks into the window and he sees his sister and her boyfriend, making whoopee on the couch, right? And the boyfriend asks, this is in the dialogue, he says, "Are we alone?" And then Judith, his sister, looks around the room or the house and says, "Michael's around here somewhere." Wouldn't she know that Michael is actually across the street and she has the whole house to herself to make 15-second love to her boyfriend? Because in the movie it was like 15 seconds. But yeah, they forgot that one bit of dialogue that contradicts this fucking thing of like, oh, I was babysitting with him that night. No, you weren't, you stupid bitch. My God, can you just work, movie? Can this movie just work for 5 seconds? Yeah, they just confirmed that Michael was hearing the voices since 1963. So it's not like the cult came in randomly in 1989. No, they've been there since the beginning. Okay, why didn't they help? If they helped Michael in 1989, right, and then they're helping Danny because they capture his mom later in this one. Why didn't they help Michael in 1978? Why didn't they help him in 1988? Why did they wait till the end of 1989 to help him? Nothing about this movie works. I swear to God, I feel like I'm watching The Last Jedi. I'm not joking. It fucking. We haven't even gotten a good kill yet. Like, who's died so far? The stupid nurse from the beginning, because the spike coming out of the wall. Deborah Strode, like, off screen. And then Dr. Wynn killed Jamie. So two Michael kills so far. Oh no, the one guy he killed when he cracked his neck. Like, I know he didn't kill that many people in the first movie, but it kind of feels like he did in the first movie. Or like the kills were memorable when he killed. Oh boy. Oh boy, here's the pretty Rob Zombie character. I like the fake out they tried to do, like, oh, he's wearing the Man in Black clothes. Like, yeah, this guy's the Man in Black. Yeah, man. Halloween 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. They had the great music. H2O, like, really downhill. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Okay, so this radio DJ guy, he's a proto Rob Zombie character. He talks like a Rob Zombie character. He's as obnoxious as a Rob Zombie character. All he's missing is the long hair, quite honestly. God, he's so obnoxious. Okay, now John's coming home drunk. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this character. Probably because of that stupid incest shit. Fucking movie. Yeah, Barry Sims, that's his name. Seriously, when you rewatch the movie, I don't recommend it, but think of Rob Zombie's Halloween, then think of that guy in the movie, in a Rob Zombie movie. It's perfect. All right, so Michael Myers is back to his pranking ways of turning off the power. Did he do that in the other movies? Well, he did that in Halloween 4 when he threw the Bucky into the construction worker named Bucky. He had his name on his hat into the power lines. So this is just one house. Imagine he did that again. He went all the way back to the power station. He killed some new guy and just killed him like that. Yeah, see, very Rob Zombie, exactly. Okay, so the power's off. So is the power off or the lights are off? Because if the power's off, why is the washing machine still going on? I like to think that Michael actually has superpowers in this, like, but beyond his immortality. I think he has laser eyes in this because that's how we got the perfectly straight the thorn symbol on that big wall of hay. and now he can control mechanical things without the power being on. And then there's another one in like 5 minutes when he kills the radio DJ. I'll show you what it is then. But yeah, how's that? What like everything in this movie just was made like I was born in 1995. So I think this movie, they're like, hey, some kid was just born right now. Let's make this movie to piss him off. Let's do it. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going if the freaking power's off? Yeah, exactly. He's a prankster. He's like freaking Richie Tozier from It. He was a psychopath. Beep beep, Michael. Asshole. Why is he scared to open it? It's just broken. Like it's not doing anything weird except going off when the power's off. Oh man, I can't believe Deborah soaked some sheets in Kool-Aid. Oh no, don't kill the worst character. Yeah, I prefer the head exploding in the theatrical cut. This is boring. And I mean, like, you know what it's like? It's like in Rob Zombie's Halloween when Michael slit the throat of his stepdad, the William Forsythe character. And it's like, that's the worst character. I don't care. Kill him. Good. I'm rooting for Michael at this point. I hate this radio DJ. Oh, God. Feels like a freaking. Feels like she'd be a good Twitter activist. The powers that be control our minds. First of all, do you know how many people died in your town because this guy who was also from your town came and killed people? Like, do you know how many people he killed? Of course, Halloween's a bad time in the town. Like, look, I love Halloween, but if someone in my town kept killing people, yeah, I might be like, okay, it's a little insensitive to kind of be celebrating now. I mean, you could just go to the next town over. Like, remember Langdon, Illinois, in the beginning of H2O? Go there. But holy shit, I'm surprised you have any teenagers left in Haddonfield. Yeah, so are his victims, you fucking numbnuts. Why are people so stupid they don't remember what happened? What is he talking about? He just said, "Oh, I bet she wears crossless panties and barks like a dog." What are you talking about? Where'd that come from? Yeah, Jared, he uses. You know what's funny about that? What you just said, Jared? I think Michael, honestly, he uses the curse for his own personal gain. He's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to pretend to try and kill my family, but I got these superpowers. I'm just going to have a good time. Yeah, so Tim Strode's girlfriend knows about the Myers house and shit like that. But you described Tommy's backstory as some scary shit that happened to him. I love the consistency in this film. And he doesn't know he lives in the most famous house in town. I love that. I love that. Yeah. I mean, you're a radio show. You're not a TV broadcast show. How would your viewers really know if you're at the Myers house? What does it matter if you are anyway? Again, that's like Halloween Resurrections. Like, what do you expect to happen? You think he's dead, so what's the point? Now he's acting like Dr. Loomis from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So not only is he like one of Rob Zombie's redneck hick characters, he's also Rob Zombie's second Loomis. It's weird. He's even got the same, almost same kind of haircut. Yeah, watch this movie and tell me Barry Sims is not a fucking Rob Zombie character. What's he saying? Who's licking him all over? So I guess Michael was like, counting on him to get in the wrong van. Okay, cool. That was lucky. I mean, it's kind of all downhill when it gets like from this point on, Trey. It's like all downhill anyway. Like, oh yeah, and it's funny, Jared, because like I'm not even like when I talk about that film, I'm not even comparing him to the original Pleasance Loomis, but he's even inconsistent. Like Doctor Loomis in Rob Zombie's second movie, he's even inconsistent with the first Rob Zombie movie because he wrote like he's an asshole in that movie because he wrote a book, right? But he also wrote a book in the first Rob Zombie movie, and he's not a dick in that one. Like he cares. He's like the original Loomis. So what happened? It's after Halloween 4, like well, debatably 5, 4 or 5. It really just went downhill. The entire thing. In 2018 just brought it back to like some form of decency. God damn. Yeah, me too, Trey. I like him in the first one. He's the best part of that movie. Fuck. But even Rob Zombie wouldn't let us have that. It's like, okay, like Halloween 2 is garbage. Can we at least have Loomis? Nope. Nope. Can't have anything in that movie. Yeah, I like Tyler Mane too. Like I like most of the actors and actresses in Rob Zombie's Halloween, except for like a few. But like it's just the script in that and the dialogue in that movie. You know who should have been the hero of those movies? Ken Foray's character, but no, they had to kill him off in the bathroom, the uh, gas station bathroom. Joe Grizzly, he should have been the hero of Rob Zombie's Halloween. Should have been his character from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Crossover. How is Michael so fast in getting around town? He's at the university. He's at the Myers house. He's at the fair. He's back at the house. What the hell? Like, I mean, maybe he drove. I don't know. Maybe he drove the van. But like in the first movie, it establishes Michael drove the car around. We see it. Here, does he drive the van around? We know Dr. Wynn is also there. Is Dr. Wynn driving him around? Oh no, you know what? Maybe that's another one of those superpowers I was talking. Maybe Michael can just teleport now. He just realized he can do it. Yeah, it's because you're stupid. How could you not know he lived in your house? Why are they about to have sex when they're expecting that radio DJ guy? Like, have you noticed that? Like they're waiting for Barry Sims to show up. Why are you taking a shower and getting naked and shit? What the hell's wrong with you? Wait, Trey, are you talking about she should have been Lori in Rob's? That's interesting. She should have been Lori in Rob Zombie's Halloween. That'd be interesting. Ooh, I like that idea. I like that idea. Okay, so this kid is a fucking moron. This kid is a fucking moron. So hold on, before I get to the kid, another one of Michael's superpowers. How did he lift the guy in a populated area? Because it's like the fair, the Halloween fair. How did he lift Barry Sims up into the tree? How did he do it? That's why it's another superpower. He has now levitation powers. How else could he have gotten him up there? Did no one see Michael Myers hanging a dead body? I mean, the little girl's there. Was she just like, yo, you guys playing or something? Fuck. And then she's looking up. She is looking right up. How does she not see the body that's, directly above her? And by the way, little kids aren't that fucking stupid. If I was a little kid and I was walking around and I felt, warm liquid, thick liquid drop on me, I'd be like, what the fuck? Oh my God, a dead fucking body. She is looking up. That's the problem. It's a double-edged sword. If she doesn't look up, she's stupid, but she is looking up. She's looking up right now. This is her right now. And she's totally like, what? She's looking up. Is she a blind girl or something? That would work if it's a blind girl, but then she sees Tommy. But then she sees Tommy and then she sees the body. This movie is phenomenal in how bad it is. Look how thin that tree is. How did he get him up there? Again, levitation powers. Why the fuck not? And then someone just came and like stole the kid. There was a shot of like someone just like picking up the kid and just kidnapping them. Oh no, they killed off the Rob Zombie character. Yeah, let's light these candles and have sex while we're waiting for this guy. The one who said, I bet she wears crotchless panties in bed. Were you actually waiting for him? Like waiting for him in bed? Okay, this is also weird because they're having sex, but then right in the middle of it, he's gonna go take a shower. Who does that? You just started. You started having sex. You're naked. Like what? What? What's wrong with this movie? What is fucking wrong with this movie? Oh my God, everything is wrong. I can't believe it. How did this pass? Well, it didn't because they recut it. It didn't work either. You're freezing in a hot shower. What? Oh look, there's the curse from fucking. Yeah, Jared, that's true. There was the director, there was Daniel Farns, there was Mustafa Akkad, there was the two dipshit Weinsteins, there was whoever was working at Disney, whoever was rewriting the script, which is everybody and a few other writers. It's god damn. Again, like I said, Halloween 5 did not have a complete script, and yet it somehow makes more sense than this. I don't even know how that's possible. Finally, Jesus Christ, it killed someone. Mama, mom, mom. Yeah, she's totally giving off Lori Grimes vibes right now. God, this fucking Darth Vader voice. This whole thing is a fucking endurance round. Anyone who watches this should get a freaking medal. Ew. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's like I'm across the street. I can see you. Are you watching us have sex? Like, the hell's wrong with you? It's your brother. That'd be the first thought that will come to my mind. Stabbing on the phone sounds really weird and not scary at all. How did you not see your kid get out of the room again? This just happened like 20 minutes ago, and you lost him again. Again, Lori Grimes, Mother of the Year here. Yes, Jared, it's very sad. Very sad. By the way, this scene of when Kara and Danny go into the house, go across the street and back, it's pointless. I'll tell you why after it happens. No. Why is there half a car in the driveway? Michael just killed the car. This is so pointless. Holy crap. And then I'm going to kill you, Danny. Mommy wants to see you. Mom, where's the Darth Vader voice when you need it? And then, like, Danny's just sitting in his room. Okay. I mean, Michael can't kill him, and he knows that. Or does he? Does Michael know he can't kill Danny? Huh. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't and he killed him and then it would just screw everything up. Danny was pointless. Like I don't get like he's not like he's obviously no Jamie for fuck's sakes. Why are you freaked out? You know that they were just killed. You saw it. Why is she all freaked out when she opens the covers and sees their dead bodies? You just saw him kill them. What's the surprise? Actually, I think they were fucking in her room. Why were you fucking in your sister's room, Tim? What the hell? Yeah, they were. That's Danny's room. This is a weird family. Yeah, for real. They're so useless. Dang, that's like the least intimidating shot of Michael Myers ever. How did you get past him? Like he's here in one shot, blocking the door, then she's here. Next shot, she like walks around him and backs away. Take off. Well, that was lucky. Oh man, I'm so scared. Did he just take the axe out of her? Like he just left it in? Like she was already dead, dude. Wow. So Carl was hiding like a little nook, and she just whacked him, and he just falls down the stairs. That's like Halloween Resurrection territory. Come on. I mean, the whole movie is as well, but that's just fucking ridiculous. She doesn't even stab him. She just goes, eh. And he's like, oh, good. And he falls down the stairs in the most comedic way possible. A freaking Three Stooges skit. Yeah, exactly. Come to mommy, Danny. Come on, come to mommy. Come on. You don't really have to whisper. He's like, he knows you're there. Just pokes him. Hey, Michael, you dead? Yeah, I'm sure he won't grab her foot. There we go. Hit him. Oh, fucking hurt. Never got hit by one. It's like getting hit by a toy lightsaber. It's like, oh, you fucking bitch. I was just kidding. This is the prank, bro. Yeah, so that whole scene was pointless. Because, because think about it. Kara and Danny were on the second floor in Tommy's room, right? In Mrs. Blankenship's house. And the cult essentially used Michael as a distraction to lure them over to the Myers house so they could come in to the house, the Miss Blankenship's house. If they were already upstairs in his room, why didn't you just they wouldn't see you. They're on the second floor. Why did you use Michael as it like this just boggles my mind. This cult is so fucking stupid. Th- Michael's a fucking tool. It just pisses me off. You couldn't when you were on your way in, you didn't see Mrs. Blankenship with the baby. Maybe that would have helped. Yeah, so they're trying to do the first movie now when Lori was like outside banging, let me in, let me in. It doesn't work in this film. I don't give a fuck about these characters, and the movie just pissed me off up to this point. I hope they fucking die. Die. Michael, just pull a Jason and run. Just run at them. Fucking charge at them. Or pull a Rob Zombie Michael and run. Like when he tackled Lori off the freaking balcony at the end. You're not the first movie. And then what? Michael just disappears. It's like, oh man, they locked the door. Well, I can't get in now. Oh well. Do I have to be someone else? Shut up, Tommy. Fucking idiot. You're testing my patience maybe with this Darth Vader voice. This bullshit man in black voice, man. Testing my patience. Also, it's kind of weird that they can all hear it now. They couldn't before. God forbid there's any consistency in this movie. What up, Dr. Wynn? Totally couldn't tell it was you. I know, Jared, exactly. Kicked through a locked door. Couldn't be of any help to the cult. Yeah, like the cult just goes nowhere in this. I mean, it's set up at the beginning of the theatrical cut and it goes nowhere. But here, they do keep it in, but like it still goes nowhere, and they're dumb. Yo, remember when you were watching the first movie and then there was that one scene with Doctor Wynn and he was arguing with Loomis? Remember, like everyone totally thought he was the leader of a cult. You know, I thought so. That's what I was thinking. She's just a senile old woman at this point. Okay, then we have one of the other funniest scenes in the movie. All right, I'm surrounded. Let me jump out a two-story window and knock myself out. Great plan. I mean, they probably weren't going to knock you out. They're probably just going to take you, but they're like, oh, she saved us a step, I guess. Yeah, way to just knock yourself out. That's brilliant. Hi, stunt double. Good one. That really accomplished a lot. Here's another problem with this fucking movie. Why the fuck does Danny get a handicap? You know what I mean? Why is it that they help Danny out with kidnapping his mother, right? Like they kidnap his mother and tie her to the slab of stone, right, in this fucking Celtic basement. How come Michael didn't get any help? He had to kill Judith on his own. He had to kill Laurie, try to kill Laurie on his own. He had to try and kill Jamie on his own. Why does Danny get all this special treatment? Again, is it because Michael just sucks so hard at his job that they're like, okay, you know what? You know what? We got to start helping whoever the cursed child is. Problem number 2. Okay? Later on, not right now, but later on, Dr. Wynn says, Danny, when Michael does his final sacrifice, when his journey ends, yours begins. Kill for him. Meaning that Danny is now destined to kill his family. The problem with that is that Michael just, throughout the movie, killed his entire family for him. He killed John. He killed Deborah. He killed Tim. He killed Tim's girlfriend. The only person left for Danny to kill is his mother right then and there. So once Danny's journey begins, it also ends. So did you pick another family after Danny? Not on this plot. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. It's so inconsistent with the other movies, and fuck me. Nothing makes any sense in this movie. Where's Kara? He's doing a Simpsons guy voice. How come they didn't kill Tommy and then capture Loomis? Why'd they just leave him there? Especially because you want Loomis to fuck. Oh, this is hilarious, by the way. Okay. There, hang on. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get this for you guys. Okay. Do you see that shot? Do you see this shot? That shot is actually from Halloween 4. That's from the opening title of Halloween 4, right? It's raining. That's Ridgemont Sanitarium. They're so fucking lazy that they just got stock footage from Halloween 4, and it's not even Smith's Grove Sanitarium. It's an establishing shot of a different sanitarium. I can't fathom this movie. I can't fathom this movie. You're so lazy. You had an establishing shot of Smith's Grove earlier in the movie. Why didn't you just use that? Turn the lighting down and make it look like night. This movie is ridiculous. Oh my God. Like, I can understand if it was a flashback, but it's present time. In fact, why even go that far? Can you just put like archive footage of the first movie from beginning to end over this movie? And I can just watch that again? Yeah, the only thing that will stop Michael is the runes. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, Michael Myers has been shot by all kinds of guns, set on fire, stabbed multiple times, fallen down mine shafts in 2-story houses, hit by a car down a hill, taken the back end of a dynamite explosion, beat senselessly with a plank of wood and some horse tranquilizers. But rocks on the ground. Rocks on the ground. That'll get him. I love it. That's totally what John Carpenter and Deborah Hill had in mind. You know, when you make the white horse shit and the ghost of his mom and the ghost of his younger self appear slightly more cohesive, you have created a huge problem. I mean, yeah, I criticize Buster Rhymes dressing up as Michael Myers in Resurrection, but and telling Michael off, but this is just ridiculous. He just has a bag of runes, man. Oh, fuck off, Thorn! Shut it. Well, good for you. Oh, ruins of light. You're ruins of light. You ruined the light of this franchise. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my fucking mind. Okay, remember when I said they gave Loomis the worst line of dialogue in this? It's coming up in a couple seconds. Okay, so now he's confronting Wynn in his office. Why do you want him to join you? Not only is he old, but as far as the cult goes, he is the most anti Michael Myers person that there is. Why are you asking him to join you? What makes you think he'll say yes? Fuck. Yeah, yeah. Apparently so, Jared. Apparently so. Apparently these people were just like Loomis should have just been like, "Hey, Laurie, do you got some Celtic runes from your local store?" No, that's okay. I went on a trip to Ireland and I got some. Let's go get them. Like, screw the explosion in Halloween 2 in the hospital. Loomis just should have put down rocks. What? Dr. Wynn just said after Jamie escaped, I know she'd go to you and you'd lead us to her baby. But like you were planning for her to escape in the first place? What? This movie's broken. I want to break the disc after. I want to break it good. I want to go all AVGN on this and just break this. No, it's not. It's not his destiny. Shut up. No, he's literally anti-Michael. Stupid. Here's another really dumb shot. So Tommy's in the hallway, like this really long hallway, and this dude, like this cult member in like the robes, he comes out of nowhere. If you watch the movie, there's no doors or like other hallways. He just comes out of nowhere. What the fuck? Like what? Did he just wormhole himself? I've always been baffled by this shot. I've always been baffled by this shot. It's so fucking stupid. Like, where did he come from? Did he like come out and then wait for Tommy to notice him and then look like he was walking back? The fuck? How many times have I said what the fuck here, man? It's a dangerous drinking game. Take a drink every time I say what the fuck for this movie. He looks so stupid carrying around a bag of rocks. I'm sorry. Carrying around a bag of rocks is so fucking dumb. Okay, so Dr. Wynn is just like, take a look around you, Loomis. Take a look around you. There's famine, war, plague. Bitch, you live in Midwestern America in 1995. This is as good. Your life is as good as it gets. Like, are you delusional? Where do you think you are right now? What decade do you think you're living in? What famine? Again, is this like Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, where it's just like, yeah, we got to stone someone for good harvest and shit? You're in Midwestern America, dude. What are you talking about? These are signs we must restore balance. Again, like I said, Michael's been doing this for the past, what, 32 years? He's failed repeatedly, so why doesn't Thorn kill them all? Like, clearly it's not working if Michael failed. I would like one thing in this movie to make sense. Just one. Just one. Anything. You are no Connell Cochran, Dr. Wynn. Connell Cochran could kick your ass. Yeah, the gift of Thorn. We've given him the gift of Thorn that he uses to pull pranks and not kill his family. That worst line is coming up, by the way. I protect Michael so much so that I let him get set on fire in Halloween 2 and shot a bunch of times. For fuck's sakes. Oh, all I can do is laugh now. All I can do is laugh. This is stupid. This is so bad. I always forget. Like whenever I put this movie in, I know this movie forwards and backwards, and I know how bad it is. But man, every time I watch it, it's like a punch in the face. Here we go. Here's the worst line. Okay, so Loomis just said they made Donald Pleasance say this. He said, "I thought Michael was a monster, but you," and then he gets knocked out. That line completely negates everything Dr. Loomis ever, all the badass, pure evil shit, like the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I knew that hell would not, all that stuff from the other movies. Gone. Apparently, Michael's not pure evil. Apparently, he's just a victim in all this. He's either a victim or he's like the world's savior because he's saving us all from that famine, war, and plague in 1995 Midwestern America. Or I guess 1963 up to 1995. What the fuck? Oh my god. I hate that line so much. I would rather take trick or treat motherfucker than that line. Holy crap. Loomis, my boy, what have they done to you? Again, very reminiscent of The Last Jedi and how they just completely fucked over the other movies. Yeah, Michael's the victim. It's his office now. Why? I'm not going to question him. Yeah, Jared, exactly. Midwestern America, like as good as it gets. What famine, war, and plague, man? It's 1995, man. Like they're living it up. Like what are they talking about? Trey, which ending do I prefer? Neither. I think both endings are terrible. Well, I mean, the theatrical cut at least doesn't have the rocks, but the producer's cut at least has Loomis on screen. I don't know. They're both fucking terrible. Okay. Okay, so this is the right now. Tommy went down the elevator to like the pipe place, the dungeon, whatever. Where like this is where Jamie escaped from. So shouldn't the spiral staircase be near here? Actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. The dumpster's coming. Actually, it's not coming back. Yeah. So why the fuck does Danny get help? This is so fucking stupid. What ritual? Why is this a ritual? Why is this a ritual but literally no other kill was? From Judith to now, no other ritual. And they said they were behind this from the very beginning, so they were obviously a thing in 1963. So why? Oh look, there's the 6-month-old baby. Keep it in church. Oh my god. Isn't it great? Isn't it just great when you get to this part and you see Michael Myers just standing there, bunch of people around, and he's just standing there. I love that. I love Michael just, waiting for orders to kill a baby, and then this kid is gonna take his powers and oh my god. Way to just diminish Michael Myers, man. He went from the personification of evil to a poor little victim of a cult, lackey of a cult. This has got to be just like, again, I don't like the theatrical cut, but at least the theatrical cut, Michael's like, yo, fuck you guys. I'm going to kill you and get back to, okay? This version, he just stands there. They're all in a room, all the cult members, Dr. Wynn, Danny, Cara's on the table. He's just standing there. Like he's not standing there like from afar stalking his next victim. Nah, he's just standing there. I love it. Fucking love it. Wow, it's a good thing there's another road there. Yeah, your journey begins and ends. Because, like I said, Michael killed his family for him. So Danny's fucked. You kill his mom and you're done. Okay, this is really weird. So Cara is like pleading with Michael, like, Michael, you can stop it. You can make him stop. And then Dr. Wynn looks at her. It cuts to Dr. Wynn looking at her like a concerned look at his face, like this, like what? That's actually going to work. And then it cuts to all of them like looking at each other like, oh no, she's talking to him. Is this gonna work? All Laurie and Michael had to do, which they actually oh sorry, Laurie and Jamie had to do in the other movies, which they actually did do, was say, Michael, stop. Remember in Halloween 2 when Laurie says it, but then he still does it, and then when Jamie says uncle in Halloween 5, and then he stops, but then she touches his face, and he goes tries to kill her again. Like, what is this? Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, it's his baby. Fuck off. Like, we already established this. I don't get it. Why is the movie trying to like reintroduce this incestual subplot again? You just showed us with Jamie in the flashback. Why are you reintroducing it now? We know he's the fucking father. Also, how the fuck did she figure that out? Could have been his, Dr. Wynn's. Wow, Wynn's a pussy. That was incredibly easy, by the way. Tommy just comes in, grabs a knife, puts it on Wynn's throat, and says, untie her. Wynn says, do it, do as he says. And then they just run. That was incredibly easy. Yep, Michael's still standing there, by the way, just watching this unfold. Come on. Come on. Now Michael moves. Probably could have done that the whole time. Also, what does it matter if he kills Wynn, honestly? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. What? Yeah, like, what does it matter if he kills Wynn? Who cares? As long as, okay, so now they're running through the dungeon, but like, shouldn't the spiral staircase be at the end of that hall where the dumpster is, the dumpster secret entrance? Why do they go to the elevator to where like the locked cage is? I don't, fucking hell. Oh, look, yeah, like those are the spikes on the wall from before. This is the, why are you going in the elevator? Where's the fucking, like the stairs should be there. It's not like they missed the stairs. And now fucking, why? Oh, here come the rocks. The rocks are about to be laid down now. At least the movie's almost done. Jesus Christ, this is so torturous. This is the best. Watch. I love this. So there's like a keypad to open the door, and Tommy's just like frantically pushing the button, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not working. It's not working." Yeah, Tommy, it's almost like you need a code, and you don't just push random buttons. Oops, thought I was pushing play on my laptop. Yeah, you gotta push the code, dumbass. You can't just randomly push buttons. This movie's pushing my buttons. That's okay. Plan B is the rocks. Let's put rocks on the ground. Oh, hi, Loomis. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. It's rocks plus a little paper cut Tommy gives himself with a knife, and he smears a little bit of blood on the floor. Fantastic. Like, great. And he says it wrong. It's not Sam Hain, it's Samhain. And yes, I know Donald Pleasant said Sam Hain in Halloween 2, and that was also wrong. But that he just said the word. He didn't do anything. Here, you actually said it wrong. There, you had a purpose to say it. You said it wrong, so duh. This doesn't make sense either because, again, it contradicts itself 2 minutes later. Second worst line: the power of the runes stopped him. Actually, they didn't, as we'll see in like 1 minute or 2 seconds. Okay, so Dr. Wynn. Okay, so let me see if I have this straight. Right? They came from this way. Here's the elevator and the cage and shit. They came from this way, right? Them and Michael came from this way, right? Dr. Wynn, so here's the elevator. Dr. Wynn, and it's a dead end here. Here's the elevator, and then here is a dead end. Dr. Wynn came from here at the front. He was supposed to come from, like, again, the continuity in this movie is incredible. There's a dead end there. He's supposed to come from down the hallway, and he just comes from in front of a dead end wall. Okay, sure. Why not? And the blood is missing from the floor, by the way. The blood that Tommy smeared on the floor. Great continuity. I love it. You know, on set when you're on set of a movie, there's someone that keeps a binder and it's like continuity of like where things were and things like that. I guess they didn't. I guess they forgot to put one on set. I guess they. I guess. Actually, guys, he doesn't get beat by rocks because Wynn comes in, and what does Michael do? So he was strangling Tommy, right? And then Tommy said Samhain wrong, and then he just shut down. But then Dr. Wynn goes up to him, and he curls his fist, and then he knocks Wynn out, and then Michael walks away. So did the runes work or not? Like, like did he get taken up by rocks or not? I don't get it. He stopped strangling Tommy, but then he took out Wynn in the same circle of rocks. He didn't move. He didn't move outside the circle. Wynn didn't push him outside. No. So he knocked out Wynn, and now he switched clothes with him. Why? What's the difference? Again, were you just trying to prank Loomis right here? That's the only explanation. He's a shitty prankster in this movie. There's no point to switch the clothes. Like he's on the floor, but that's Win. Why did he take off their clothes and switch them and put the mask on Win? Why is he the man in black now? Fucking hell. And then Win is confused. And then Win is just fucking confused. Okay, so now the thorn symbol actually showed up on Loomis's wrist. So he actually went ahead and cursed Loomis, I guess to be Michael's caretaker, right? His job. What, again, why? What's Loomis gonna do? Like now what? He's Michael's caretaker? And it's funny too, because you're like, well, now Michael's job isn't done. So forget Danny and Kara, because Michael's not done. He still couldn't kill a baby. They couldn't even have him kill a baby. And yeah, nobody wants to see a baby get killed, but this is what I said before. Don't introduce the baby. Duh. I don't know why they persisted in this baby thing, man. And then they took this scream, put in the theatrical cut, and it's just like, oh, um, I guess he died off screen in the theatrical cut. But here, it's like, why is he even screaming anyway? Is it because, like, wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you be brainwashed or something? I'll admit, it's a badass scream from Donald Pleasance in his old age, but it just makes no sense. I love this shot, by the way. It's like Michael's in The Man in Black. It cuts to a shot of his hand. It pans down to his foot. It's just a boot, his foot in a boot, and then it has like this music like, Durr. It's his foot. Like it's his foot. Relax. That's not scary. He's not even wearing like the Man in Black cowboy shoes. So what's with the stinger sound? And then Michael, where even is Michael now? Where is that? And then it cuts to a shitty shot of the Myers. Like when you think of the Myers house, you think of like the the straight up, like the what's it called, the front shots of the house, not this weird stupid angle. Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. In memory of Donald Pleasance. Oh, I'm sure. In memory of Donald Pleasance. You mean the guy that you thought was so boring? Joe Chappelle? That's kind of a slap in the face, honestly. It's like, yeah, we hated you, but we'll dedicate this movie to you. I mean, by the way, the theatrical cut is also dedicated to his memory, supposedly. So, all right, well, that's the end. It just ends. The movie just stops. It doesn't end. It just stops. Like, what the fuck? That movie breaks me every single time I watch that movie. It breaks me. Honestly, it's the last Jedi of Halloween. I don't get it. Why does this movie sometimes get a pass over Rob Zombie's films? I'm not defending Rob Zombie's films, by the way. Actually, except maybe the first one, but like this movie, it gave Michael Myers an origin. It has stupid, unlikable characters all the way through. Shit contradicts itself and the other films constantly. The editing is a mess. The continuity is a mess. You don't care about any characters. The behind the scenes shit with Donald Pleasance and Danielle Harrison and Daniel Farnes is just so insulting. Like I there's nothing scary about it. The runes just takes away any and all scariness. The fucking like is it too late? And I'm speaking as if it's 1995, but is it too late to go back to the anthology idea? Can we just go back to that? Like, God, oh my God. Yeah, Trey, exactly. It just ends. Like, why? Like, Halloween 4 honestly is my favorite ending. Like Jamie on top of the stairs, that's like my favorite cliffhanger. And like even Halloween 5 kind of just ends, you know? It's just like she's walking in the burnt out police station and she just kind of like cries like no and then it just stops. But even that, I'm like even though that just ends, that's still better than both of these endings. It's just like, well, Jamie is still alive. She's still free because again, the part where they capture him at the back of the police station, that was shot for this movie in 1995. So back in '89, people were okay. Like just take Halloween 5 on its own. Okay, Jamie's still alive, but Michael's on the loose again. It just ends, but there's kind of a creepiness to it. This movie, both cuts, done. It just ends. And honestly, I don't I don't get it. I don't get the audience for this movie. Like, I'm sorry, I don't get it. Do I need some kind of sensibility? Like, I like the head explosion in the theatrical cut. I like Donald Pleasance's performance. I like seeing archive Halloween 5 footage of Danielle Harris in this version. That's about it. That's about it. Oh my god. So many missed again, it reminds me so much of the Disney Star Wars trilogy. Like this was I mean, it kind of skipped the you know what's funny? H2O is kind of Force Awakensy, but this movie is The Last Jedi, so they kind of did it out of order. And then Resurrection is just straight up Rise of Palpatine, right? So it's kind of out of order, but yeah, it just goes to show like independent series like Halloween and like Star Wars, they should really stay independent, you know? They're not made for corporate like I think Jared said earlier, too many cooks in the kitchen, you know? It's not made for that. Oh god. But the awesome thing is that again, even though I forced myself to watch this, nobody requested this or anything. At least I can now, because I got it out on camera and people can now see it, my frustration with it. I feel kind of at peace. Like I don't gotta watch this ever again. I'm not gonna watch. I would some like okay. Before I would watch this in isolation because I'm honestly just trying to understand this movie. But at this point in my life, I'm like, you know what? It sucks. It sucks. I'm done. So this is probably my final time watching it. You know, don't care. The filmmakers didn't care, obviously. So yeah, this is Ryan Johnson's fucking favorite Halloween movie. That's what I'm calling from now on. I'm calling it the Ryan Johnson of the bunch. Like Rob Zombie has his. This is the Ryan Johnson one. Yeah, actually, Jared. So what happened was they screened this version for a test audience, which, by the way, was according to the story, the test group for this movie, for this R-rated movie, was 14-year-olds. Yeah, so the movie didn't test well with them, so that's why we got the theatrical cut. Now, both versions of this movie were terrible, so it tested wrong with the test group, so they changed it to the theatrical cut. But that was horrible. People hated it back in the day. That's why H2O even exists. This movie is so bad. That's why we got H2O. Although interestingly enough, when Kevin Williamson first wrote his first draft of H2O, it was meant to be in continuity with 4, 5, and 6. There's going to be a scene where one of the girls, I think it was the blonde girl in H2O, the blonde one with the curls, she was going to give like a presentation on Michael Myers in Laurie's class, and she was going to mention the Jamie Lloyd thing, and it was going to be excuse me, 'cause she was going to say that oh they found Jamie's body um, in a farmhouse outside Haddonfield a couple years ago, and then Laurie, upon hearing that, would have gone to the bathroom and thrown up. But it's like that wouldn't have worked because like well why did you like I know you went into witness protection but why did you leave your daughter and where did the son come from if they're the same age anyway? But honestly, after the rights were sold off to major studios, it was just a mess. Like I'll take Halloween 5 over this and H2O and Resurrection and the zombie films. Like, I don't think Disney owns Miramax. I think Viacom owns Miramax now. But at least with Halloween 2018, or H4O as I call it, at least you can tell they're trying. I still think 2018 is decent for me, but it's just like, for me that was like Halloween greatest hits, you know? I'm still very excited for Halloween Kills. Don't get me wrong. I'm super excited for that. And I hope that's more of its own movie instead of just homaging the entire franchise again. Because like 2018 was good for like the setup of the next movie. It was kind of just, it leaned too much on homages. But I'm still very excited for Halloween Kills, and my whole point is that I think they are sort of making it feel like another independent film because 2018 did kind of have that independent feel in a way, like sort of, not entirely, but like yeah. I mean, H2O is pretty bad, but the last 10 minutes. In fact, I'll just put on the Blu-ray. Sometimes I'll just watch the last 10 minutes because like when Laurie goes after Michael in the school and when she cuts off his head, that's perfect. It's like, I mean, okay, actually, the score is still pretty bad. Um, but you know, yeah, and then they screwed that up with Resurrection, and then that was so bad, so they got Rob Zombie to just reboot the whole thing again, except even ignoring the original, and then that was so bad that well, no, because originally they were going to do Halloween 3D, which is going to be a sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but then that was scrapped, and then there's going to be a script. There was a script called Halloween Returns, which is a sequel to the original Halloween 1 and 2, but that script didn't have Laurie in it. It was about the son or the grandson of one of the cops. I think it was the deputy from Halloween 2. And Michael Myers was like on death row and he was about to be executed, but then like the way it's described is all hell broke loose and he escaped and then he went back to Haddonfield for the typical Halloween film. And then that was scrapped and then we got the David Gordon Green film. But yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, just stick with the first four: 1, 2, 4, and then watch 3 on its own because Halloween 3 is fucking great. And I honestly think they should have done the anthology thing. Maybe after Halloween ends next year, maybe they can go back to the anthology idea. Like maybe that'd be fun. I mean, it'll make the studio. I mean, think about it. Actually, no, it won't make the studio money because now people are really into the Michael Myers with the Halloween thing. But you know, yeah, Jared, me too. I Halloween Kills. Actually, I just saw a featurette today that was released for Halloween Kills, and it was called Return to Haddonfield. There was a scene they showed footage from the movie, but it was like it looked like from a flashback, like a newly filmed flashback, and like they recreated the mask from 1978, like not like the one for 2018, but without the wrinkles. And the mask that they recreated for the supposed flashback scene that's in this featurette, it looks identical to the one in 1978. And I'm just like, so wait, why did all the other masks after 2 look like complete shit? If you could, I don't know. But yeah, Halloween Kills, I'm excited for. Speaking of the return script, the original Halloween 4 script, when John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were still involved, it was written by Dennis Etchison. I think the original idea for that was going to be like, I think Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace were going to be the main characters of that one. No Laurie Strode, I think. And I think it was like, I don't want to say ghost, but it was kind of like Haddonfield's memory of Michael Myers was like, it was like it gave birth to like a new shape, like a shadow or something. And it was going to be like the memory of Michael. It was supposed to be like a psychological one. I'm like, that kind of sounded cool. Although it may have been a little too weird for a Michael Myers film. So on the one hand, that sounded interesting, the Dennis Etchison script, but then I'm kind of glad we got Halloween 4 because I like Jamie Lloyd. I like that Donald Pleasance returning. I like the ending, even though they didn't follow up on it. So that was great. Actually, yeah, Jared, with the anthology and idea for Friday the 13th, they kind of did that with the TV show Friday the 13th. In fact, I think one of the actors from that show played a character in one of the sixth movie or something. So I think they did that for the TV show, the 666 script. Yeah, for this one, I I barely know about that one, but from what I hear, yeah, it wasn't that great. But again, I would love to see Daniel Farn's original, like that, like the Notebook he had with Mustafa Akkad. I would love to see his original idea, like his original idea for all the rewrites. I would love to see that. I can't find it online. I can only find the shooting script for this, but man, I would love to read his idea. Yeah, I mean, think about it. That's like think with pretty generic titles like Halloween, which is originally called the Babysitter Murders, but Halloween and Friday the 13th, anything could happen. And it's like it's kind of a genius. Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed Halloween 3, he once said this in a documentary for the film. Is it not a genius money making idea to have every year film a Halloween themed movie? To me, that's someone who loves Halloween. That's genius. But and it's kind of weird, don't you think? Because like that Halloween 3 was 1982, so there was no influx yet of slasher sequels. That all came in like the late 80s, right? So it was kind of weird that Halloween 2 had such a definitive ending, but then audiences back in the day were like, "Yo, where's Michael Myers? Why isn't this Michael Myers?" I always thought that was really weird because the only sequel we really had in terms of like horror movies, there was like what Friday the 13th Part 1, and then I think Exorcist 2, and yeah, that was pretty much it. But even then, those weren't. Well, Exorcist wasn't a slasher film, but yeah, that was it. So, and think about it. Nobody complained that Mrs. Voorhees was no longer the killer, right? So I don't know why Halloween 3 got the shaft of, oh, there's no Michael Myers. It's bet like I don't that was just weird. That just sounds weird. Yeah, Trey, I remember reading that. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about Michael kills a hobo with a rat? Is that reminds me in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 when he dressed like a hobo and he killed those people in the field and their dog. That was just ridiculous. I know he eats dogs, but like these redneck idiots just randomly in the field, and then Michael Myers, this giant ass hobo, just God. Yeah. So the third film came out the same year uh, as Halloween 3, but it's so weird that yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, I think yeah, Jared, I think he was in part six. I think he was in part six. In fact, I gotta really watch the Friday films again because you know what the problem is for me with the Friday films? I still like them as like fun slasher movies, but there was never that one character like a Dr. Loomis or a Laurie Strode or Jamie Lloyd, there or like a Nancy Thompson who was like that one grounding character throughout the series. Because like Alice from the first one, she died right at the beginning of the second one, and then it was just Randy's from there on. So I'm like, all right, like they tried doing that with Tommy Jarvis, but the fifth movie kind of shoved him aside, and the sixth movie they brought him back more than part five, but then they just forgot about it afterward. And I think that series really needed like that one anchor character, or like maybe like a family, like the Strode, like Lori and Jamie and whatever. Part six is my favorite. Part six is my second favorite. That was good. I think part four is probably my favorite, like the final chapter, final chapter. Um, you know what's funny is that Kane Hodder is my favorite Jason, but the actual films that he's in, like his stunt work in the films he's in is great, but the actual films he's in are like my least favorite. Like from seven to Jason X, that's just my least favorite. But he's my favorite Jason, ironically. So yeah, actually, in one of the Friday movies, I think it was Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, wasn't there like Jason's sister or something? Didn't Jason have a sister that worked in a diner or something? Diner or sister or no? Okay, definitely a sister then, because it couldn't have been his daughter. That's right. Freddy had the daughter in Nightmare Part 5 or something. Yeah, that's right. Or Part 6. Yeah, yeah, the New Blood, when the first one Kane Hodder was in, that was the best one of his. Jason Takes Manhattan, that could have been a great meme movie, but he's if he was in Manhattan the whole time, he's barely in it. That movie's such a meme just because he's not in Manhattan the whole time. So and then Part 9 is like boring. In fact, most of the time it's not even Kane Hodder in that movie. It's the guy he possesses, and then the other like and then Jason X, like Jason X has great kills, like the freaking like when he puts the girl's head in the liquid nitrogen or whatever, and then like he smashes it. That those are great kills, but the space thing that was just ridiculous. That was like actually I think Jason X and Resurrection came out the same. Either they came out the same year or it was a year apart. Yeah, Sister, that was it. That was it. What's funny about Jason Goes to Hell or Jason X is that Freddy versus Jason was set up. Yeah, yeah. Manhattan, New York City is ridiculously expensive to film. And for like a little film like Friday the 13th, it's like, yeah, you're not going to get very far. But it's just like, why promise? Like, why not just how about Jason Goes to Town and it's the town in wherever Crystal Lake is, New Jersey? At least Jason was in Jason. Yeah, yeah. At least Jason was in Jason X. I'll admit that. Except, oh wait, no, never mind. I think I was thinking of Freddy's Nightmares, the show for some reason with his name. Yeah. I mean, technically, he was at the beginning of Part 9. Wasn't it like the beginning of Part 9? Wasn't like he in the camp, and then there's like this secret FBI sting operation, and then they lured him out in the open, and then they like killed him, and it's like what the fuck? What an FBI sting operation that was just weird. Yeah, I actually like Freddy versus Jason for the fights. I mean, like the human characters and all that, that sucks. But the fights are so over the top and so hilarious that I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah! It's Freddy versus Jason. That's what it is. It's not. It's not another film featuring Freddy and Jason. It's oh man, oh boy. So happy I don't gotta fucking watch this movie anymore though. Fuck this movie. Uh oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's another thing in Part 9. Like he like the last person, I don't know if it was his sister or that other guy, the last person he possessed in Part 9, he just turned into Jason. I'm like, what? Why? But that film knows it's silly. I think that and Jason X, they know it's silly. I think at that point. So the chick with yeah, yeah, she did definitely. Oh boy! All right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for keeping me company on this shit fest that's called a movie. It's still pissing me off this movie, but thanks for joining me on my first live stream, and whoever's watching the replay, thank you. I don't know when I'm going to do my next live stream or what it's going to be, but I'm definitely not watching a movie like this again. I'll tell you that. Like I'll probably just do like a normal stream where I'm just like sitting on my desk kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. So thank you, Trey and Jared. You guys are like the OGs, man. All right, peace out. See you later.